We should be live now.
Good. Oh yeah, don't forget to share your screen with us now.
Don't worry, I will. I might do a really silly thing here and
Really silly.
yeah, make you guys do a little bit of footwork here. There you go.
Let's see here. I laughed at
Yeah.
tragedy. Oh, okay. What does that mean? Ah, okay. I don't know what that means. Perfect. Perfect. Oh.
Went through and closed the door to my office, so I'm completely encapsulated in here.
Good. You can't leave. You can't escape. You can go nowhere but here.
I thought that'd be good for morale.
Yes, if we lock the doors and stay inside,
That's what I'm thinking, right?
there's
that all the
nowhere
time.
left for us to hide.
Anyway, hello. How you guys doing? I double checked. My music should not be picking up into OBS. No, we're good.
It better not be.
Yeah, I got Batista's WWE theme song blaring in my ears right now.
Perfect start. No, that's a great way to get hyped.
Anyway, how's everyone doing? We guys had a good New Year's. We took a couple weeks off for the holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First stream of the year.
First stream
First
of the
stream.
year.
We're finally back.
I know, right?
It's good to be back.
Took long enough, right?
Felt like it's been like 3,000 years.
Yeah, I do notice we have a little bit of a title error. Hopefully that gets fixed because this isn't the 4th live. This would be the 5th. The first of the year. So hopefully John Emkay gets on that and fixes
Is John
that.
MK with us? Is John
Is
MK,
John
MK
MK
in
currently-
the
John
room?
MK to fix that real quick. But either
Jonathan?
way, we'll fix it in post. This should be the 5th MK Live. We are your hosts. From bottom to top, Robin, Zach, and Damien. Your ZDR boys here to read you some Reddits.
Z Doctor is at it
You
again.
guys like a little bit of redditing?
So
Personally, yeah.
I didn't know what we were going to do for this stream, so I thought it'd be great if we just went through some of the best of Redditor updates and grab some of the best of the year. That's what I thought would be a good start.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Why not take a look at some of the best from last year?
So the stories we have for you guys today are: I laughed at my sister's tragedy, and now I'm uninvited to the baby shower I'm planning.
Oh boy. What the hell could that mean?
Checking in 1.5 years later, am I the asshole for jumping out of the way when my niece and nephew tried to push me into a pool, resulting in them falling in?
Mm-hmm.
Waiting at the airport, ellipses with cheese.
Okay, perfect, normal.
New update 2 months later, a dentist finds what looks like a human jawbone in new tile floor.
Oh,
And
that's fine.
my slow cooker smells like cinnamon. Make it stop.
What the hell? I love these titles. These are great.
Oh, yeah. I thought these would be great titles. Real quick, let's get to some super chats before we get into the first story, because these are pretty long form, so we'll be kind of locked in on that for a little while. 199 from Casper Milo. Sup, fellas? How you hanging? We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good for the new year. How you guys doing?
It's hanging all right.
It's hanging?
It's
Oh, yeah.
going, man. It's certainly
going.
going.
It's going and
wobbling
it's hanging.
swaying.
It's
all right.
going and
Yeah.
it's hanging.
We're how's it hanging? It's hanging good. Low
It's
and
hanging low.
It's hanging
low,
real.
low and free, thigh to thigh,
Like a bell.
like a pendulum.
Oh my God.
$2 from Cadis May Sign. You guys are my first super chat. I love you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Well, thank
that. And thank you for your first super chat. Axel with a 125. I am going to look up this currency symbol so I get it right. That is from the Philippines. Thank you for the 125. Philippine
you.
peso. Best channel. Thank
Oh,
you very,
okay.
very much. William on YouTube with the 499. Yes.
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 That is correct.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness. Okay, now I'm readjusted. Perfect.
Smelly
Smelly cheese is with the 79. Would that be
79.
quid?
Yeah.
Quid?
Or pounds.
Mhm.
Well, pound is the sign, but I think when it's in cents, it's quid, right?
yeah.
I
I think
believe
that's pence.
Pence?
Is cents.
It's
Quid
pence.
is just another way to say pound. I'm
It
pretty
was
sure.
79 pence. Thank you very,
79
very
pence.
much. Make sure I get to everyone. MacBag 319 with a 2. Make Mike Pymations react to a subreddit, please. I mean, no.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
actually.
2.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. So
I'm not sure who the fuck that's supposed to be, but we're not gonna do that. We're not doing that. Sorry.
I like this name, Binked, with
Holy
the
moly.
$49.99 bomb with
Thank you.
Did that just happen?
I think that just happened.
Guys, they're right behind me, aren't they?
You might want to take a look at this.
Guys.
Guys.
Gulp,
Boop.
Tracks the
Roll
Trash
Tide.
Wizard, regular on the channel with the $2. True fact, Robin can do 27 back flops in a row.
They've seen me do it, so yeah.
Can you
I've
describe
seen
what a back
backflips,
flop
but Have you
is?
seen a backflip?
Yeah, what's a back flop?
Yeah, I don't think now's the time for me to really get into it, Damien. I think we'll have to. You know what? If we make $10,000 cold hard cash tonight, you know what? I'll show everyone.
You'll show us a back flop.
You heard it here first.
I'll demonstrate a backflip for the first time on live stream.
We got these next two, and then we'll get to the first story of the night. Socrates with the 199 with a smile. Thank you very much. Squishy Sweet Chill with the 2. Here's $2 because you're epic. Thank you. You're epic. And the
Thank you very much.
€2.49 from Kitty Committee. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Dog bless.
And I hope you guys are relaxed. Got some snacks. Now let's hear about this guy's laughing at their sister's tragedy. We covered tragedy once so far on the channel. And that is a remarkably, like, not bad separated in terms of the quality of the posts, but bad in the term of, like, I can't believe my eyes. You know what I mean?
With
Right.
10 million fireflies.
Like, I know the people who post on tragedy, they'll be like, here's this person's name, it's Dylan, but spelled in wingdings. And I'm like, what?
Hell yeah.
It's kind of remarkable just how, like, you know, just how bad it is. What some people name their children. And in the pursuit to be unique.
I'm gonna name my kid Shrek.
You know what?
Gonna
Yeah,
name my
man.
kid Shrek.
You're gonna name your kid
Shrek?
Shrek.
Where'd you come
Yeah.
up with that?
Yeah, where did Shrek come from?
Just I was thinking about it the other day.
Okay.
Who
It
is
just
that?
kind of came to my
So-
came to mind.
So here's this first post, okay?
Mhm.
The original post was made November 19th of last year. And we're going to do it how we usually do it. We'll each get a post to ourselves and doing the out of the OOP, you know. We'll do it popcorn style.
Sounds good to me.
My
who wants to
sister
take the
is
first one.
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's
My
do it.
sister's due after in early January, and we're planning her baby shower for early December. She decided she wanted to use my mother's maiden name, Rafferty, as her daughter's name. Not a tragedy itself, and I guess it works as a unique name. But yesterday I texted my sister that I needed to get the custom items with my niece's name ordered ASAP so they arrive in time for the shower. My sister then let me know they're going with an alternative spelling of Rafferty. I texted back, but by the way, alternative spelling, never a good sign to hear.
Never worth it. Just
Never a enjoyable thing to alternative spelling. Okay, great. Like, I'm waiting to see you, like, you know, the dashes and underscores in this name. My sister wants to spell it Ray Farty.
Perfect. No, that's pretty good. I like that.
RAEFARTY. Ray Farty.
Party.
Rafferty.
Great.
Ray Farty.
Yeah.
So I sent back a bunch of laughing emojis. And she asked, what's so funny? I tried to explain that no one will pronounce that as Rafferty, and she'll probably get plenty of the same mispronunciations. She told me I was being ridiculous. I texted back, my poor niece, little Miss Farty Ray. It's like naming your kid Gassy Cassie.
Damn.
It's not worth it. How does mom not fucking get it? Her sister right now, the first thing her sister says is farty. How do you think that no one's gonna make fun of that while she grows up? Grow up, mom.
She's
Jesus
blinded.
Christ.
It's her hubris.
She's blinded by what she thinks is the coolest, most unique spelling of the name Rafferty ever. Just no, don't do that.
I agree.
Could have at least kept the Ferty.
Yeah.
Rayfarty
damn
or
it.
something. I don't know.
Rayfarty.
That immediately sounds better.
Much
So
better than Ray Farty.
the
Farty
consequences
at the
of
end.
laughing at this poor kid's name. I was uninvited to the shower, and my mom told me today my sister doesn't want me as the godmother anymore. But like,
Jeez.
Ray Farty is really bad, isn't it? And by the way, I'm never gonna say Rafferty as long as it's spelled Ray Farty.
yeah,
I
no.
will never say
Rayfarty.
It
No
is no,
chance, man.
never again will Rafferty leave our lips. Ray Farty.
It's always Ray Farty.
Someone needs to tell her, right? And then here's some of the top comments attached to that. Yup, it's Ray Farty. No matter what sis wants to believe.
Please, how does her sister not see this shit? How does she not get it?
So there's some comments, which is fine, but the one I was most interested in was the what the brother-in-law thinks, otherwise known as the dad. I texted him last night to ask if he knew about the colorful respelling. Surprise, surprise, he hates it and immediately thinks Ray Farty too. But he doesn't know how to approach it because my sister's pregnancy has been increasingly emotional, and he's already walking on eggshells. Probably all that gas from Ray Farty making it all emotional.
Right. Big eggy Ray Farty.
So now we have the update post, which I will toss off to Zach.
All right.
Holy fuck, that's a big one. Get ready.
The one from November 21st.
Yeah, November 20 for the one that says update post.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I don't know if updates are allowed here, but here it is, and sorry it's long, and I've been having a hard time submitting it. Is there a character limit? I'll try posting some and put the rest in the comments. So, we had an intervention on Ray Farty.
Thank God.
Intervention. We're here.
Intervention
because we
time.
care.
I know everyone said to send a link to the original post to my sister to show her that 103% of the global population would call her daughter Ray Farty, and that would be the easiest thing to do. But some commenters said some pretty gnarly things about my sister that she doesn't need to read and feel worse about herself. But I wanted to address a few things that came up. First, for those saying I shouldn't bother paying for the baby shower anymore, I had no plans to not continue to pay and help out. Disagreements and fighting aside, I love my sister and I want her to go into motherhood filled with love and support,
Oh, that's
regardless
sweet.
of whether she wants my support or attendance at the event. That is sweet. Second, my sister's husband was made aware of the spelling change of Rafferty to Ray Farty about a month before my original post. He said he didn't think much of it until he saw it written down and immediately saw it as Ray Farty too. He said her emotions had been getting worse throughout the pregnancy and he didn't know how to approach her about going back to the original spelling. He had hoped that once she gave birth, all the hormones would somehow leave her body, she'd come to her senses, and it would be a non-issue.
Like she,
Third,
she's just wiped clean. Like the second the baby comes out, you're oh, we're good. All right, no, I can see straight now. Yeah, it's just an instantaneous washing away of the hormone. Man,
Third,
come on,
a lot of
fellas.
you
What's
were
wrong with
lumping-
y'all?
a lot of you were lumping my mom in with my sister and said some pretty horrible things about
my
her too.
God.
All my mom knew was from my sister calling her to complain that I laughed at her for slightly changing the spelling. My mom just assumed it was a minor change, like Rafferty, which that looks better immediately, until I told her to grab a pen and paper and I'd spell it out for her. Once she saw it as Ray Farty, she was team save this child.
Yeah.
The rest of the saga is in the comments.
Real
The
quick,
rest.
I love how Reddit's one of those places where clearly some of these comments were calling for their head.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. Some
Like, come
people
on.
took it way too far.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. It's Reddit,
Yeah.
so it's to be expected.
the
Do you
internet.
think because of how big this post is, we should give the rest to Robin?
Oh my God, how much is left? Is it just this? Oh my God, it's one giant section. Oh my
I
Lord.
wanna
We
put you
can
to work.
Split this in half.
Yeah.
Or this, like,
I think
this
it's like
rest of the
what,
update.
8 paragraphs there, 6.
Oh my God.
Something like that.
And there's like 10, so you can split it in 5.
Well, no, because some of them is like 2 sentences.
Well, I guess the bottom one's really small, but like, yeah,
I'd
whatever,
say
doesn't matter.
Zach stop at nowadays, the 4th paragraph down,
Okay.
and then Robin pick up the
That's
rest.
good.
Where's now? What, the 4th paragraph now? Oh,
I'll cue you in. I'll cue you in.
Oh yeah, just let me know. I can't see that at all.
Now, for those of you who told me I didn't have any tact and my reaction was mean, my reaction was because, 1, people would call the poor girl Ray Farty her entire life for the sake of my sister being quirky. 2, pregnancy brain aside, surely my sister would realize her child will be called Ray Farty once it's pointed out, have a laugh, change her mind, and this will end up being a funny story to tell at her daughter's future wedding or something. And 3, my sister is a bit of a joker, so I also initially thought she was just pulling a prank or joking. But if she was joking, she took the joke really, really far. She spent $400 on a mural painted on one wall in the nursery. She wanted to debut the finished nursery to everyone at the baby shower, including her husband, who was forbidden to see it beforehand, that had Ray Farty incorporated into it, that now needs to be repainted. She also bought herself a birthing gift. Is this even a thing? She'd have my brother-in-law present to her in front of everyone at the hospital a $900 plus gold bracelet with RAEFART and Y charms. The baby book also has Ray Farty embroidered on the cover. God damn,
Wow.
dude. They
Wow.
were attached to that name.
The
Come on.
hold up, her writing is this fire,
Damn.
dude. Unbelievable. She was sold, actually completely sold on Ray Farty.
Man, when she came up with that
1000%.
name, she saw herself writing it with a quill that was burning.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
saw-
Yeah, that she is. She had the fucking the Kendrick burning quill moment.
God, that's awesome. Wow. How does she not see?
I contacted my sister's best friend Katie, not her real name, if my sister has told her anything about the spelling change. She found out about Ray Farty after the blow up with my sister, as my sister wanted to get Katie on her side. Katie, who's a teacher, was equally horrified about the spelling and told me this is the worst attempt at a creative name she's ever seen. The intervention of sorts, the farty party, if you will,
No.
included me, my sister, her husband, his mother and father, my mother, and Katie. My sister refused to believe anyone could possibly see Ray Farty as Ray Farty, and that we were just mad that she was taking creative license, and that everyone does that nowadays.
Oh boy.
And that's
Well,
where
all right,
you
let's-
that's where you come in, Robin. You
let's
take us
see
home on
here.
this one.
All right. My sister said children are not that cruel to. Oh, come
Wrong.
on. Really?
Wrong.
That fast? You
Never
serious?
met
Wrong.
children in their life.
Come on. Are not that cruel to bully her daughter for her name. And Katie said plenty of kids are cruel enough and that others would join in so they're not singled out themselves. My sister countered that as long as the adults are pronouncing it correctly, that it'll be no problem. And Katie told her that not only would the adults not know how to pronounce it to begin with, but that as long as fart is in the name, kids will latch right onto that. True.
You're setting your kid up for the worst school experience ever.
I can't even imagine.
By putting fart in their name.
Dude. I was happy Katie was there.
I'm a grown man. If I hear if I'm at a cafe and I hear coffee for Ray Farty, I'll giggle.
I'm going to laugh my ass off. I'm sorry.
I'll giggle.
I'm gonna laugh my ass
I'm
off.
going to go, you know, it's funny.
I'm gonna do a wee bit of a giggle.
I'm gonna
I'm
not.
gonna have
I
a
won't
giggle
laugh
day.
my ass off lest Ray Farty gives me gas. But
I'll laugh my fart out.
That's true.
okay, all right.
All right. So I was happy Katie was there because she shared interesting names her students have had over the past few years, so I knew her opinion on this would probably be the only way to sway her. My sister cried for about 10 minutes and finally agreed to entirely change the name because even Rafferty was tainted because we had all ruined it for her. We told her to take
Damn.
her time to consider it. Oh man, I hope she doesn't choose something
Tragedy averted temporarily.
temporarily. We'll see what happens. She told us she still wanted to honor my mother, and she suggested she combine my mother's first name with her mother-in-law's name and created a name on the spot that included a crass term for lesbian. Oh, come on.
No.
She is not good at this. Come on, Mom.
How is she not aware of any of these things?
Dude, when my mother pointed that out, she started crying again and accused us of not letting her be a mom. And her husband suggested we leave it for now. And we
I
should
just
all
imagine she
go
gets it
give her
wrong. Like
space.
Ray Farty, she really comes up with the new name. She's like, I think this. No, you can't use that one.
We
Like
should name her Jackass.
Maybe we should just
No!
postpone the baby.
I think she's crying like Snoopy from Peanuts whenever she gets it wrong.
Okay. It's been radio silence until my
Sorry,
sister texted
did
me a
someone
couple
have a
hours-
real baby? What was that? Dude,
Yeah, okay, I'll do that to you all the time. You're gonna want to die.
not if no, I actually would really appreciate it if you didn't do that.
People are going to have to start donating money so I don't do it. That's busking in its true form. It's been radio silence until my sister texted me a couple hours ago that she and her husband landed on Theodora, and she is absolutely in love with it.
That's
She even
I thought
decided-
it's good.
I like
See,
Theodora.
that's good. She even decided by my unborn niece looks like a Theodora in the ultrasound. She got those creepy 3D ones done where the baby looks like a copper potato. I replied that that was lovely and that I'm so happy she's happy with it. It's not my taste, but at least it's not Theodora or some crap like that. So there you go. My niece has been saved from being called Ray Farty. I'm invited to the baby shower again, and I know this is just a little blip with my relationship to my sister, and we'll be fine. But Katie will be taking over as godmother, which is fine by me. I can always be godmother to their next child, who will probably be named something like Tiramisu. Thank you all for seeing
Wow.
the same thing I did and letting me know stopping Ray Farty from coming into existence was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do.
Bravo.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Saved that kid's
Theodora's
future.
fine. I think the worst thing
Yeah,
about
Theodora's
Theodora is
great.
it's old lady-ish, you know? She sounds like she's 80 already, but that's the worst part. That's pretty good.
So
Already prepared
I
to be 81.
one of the commenters wanted to know the amalgamation of the mother and mother-in-law's names. So the mom's name is Leslie. The sister's mother-in-law is Yvonne. So the name was Les Yvonne.
Okay, that's... She was thinking so fast with that one. Way too fast with that one. Dude.
Sheesh.
Oh my god. That's great. But I'm glad they landed
Mamma
on something that's not going to
mia.
get her, bullied by mean children.
Yeah, I
Incredible.
think Theodora is a lovely, unique name. I've not heard that myself for anyone.
Right.
Yeah, let's get to some
heard
super
Theodore.
chats, by the way. How'd you guys like that story? How do you on a scale of Ray to Farty? How was that story?
I'd say pretty farty, dude.
I'd
Farty,
say
of
that
course,
was
being the
pretty
highest
farty.
end of the spectrum, right?
Arrow with a 2. I literally love you guys. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
QQQK43 with the $1.99. Thank you very much. Casper Milo with the $1.99.
yes.
Damien's voice has cured my headache. Brothers, WTF. All right. Thank you. Appreciate
Brothers, what
that.
the hell?
Glad I could be an ibuprofen. Roxy.
No, you be Damien, dude.
I do be Damien. Roxy says for the 2 on Skibbity. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Yes.
no,
On
Yes.
Skibbity.
No.
On Skib.
dude.
On yeah.
no.
On
Not
on
here.
on,
Your money's not good here.
on Titan cameraman.
Come on.
Qwerty with the 2. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Thank you very much.
Sick reference.
Dude, I love that.
Roxy with another 2. At that point, just call her Ray Farted. And I honestly, it might honestly do her better as well.
Yeah.
Just a commenter with the 20. Some parents forget they're naming a human, not an accessory. Also, hi, your local weirdo. Hope all you goobers are having a grand evening. We are having a pretty good evening. We're doing
much.
well.
It's pretty grand.
Kiwi Studios with the 2. Thanks for mentioning Fun Brain, Robin.
Okay.
Thanks,
for
Robin.
one of the videos, but yes, Fun Brain. I'm glad people remember.
Lord Skywarp with the $1.99. I had to leave Jackbox to be here. Better be good. Well, I hope we're meeting expectation.
Oh, absolutely.
Tracks with the 5.
We always do, dude.
Random idea. If you guys ever need to settle a disagreement with fisticuffs, y'all should stream the event and call it MKO. That's fun.
Ooh.
That's
Noted.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jotting that down.
If we ever box. Casper with the $1.99. Lady has no idea how to name a child. It's not a pet. Agreed.
I mean,
True.
even if it is a pet, don't call it something farty.
Like, come on. At that point, just don't even bother naming the dog. You know what I mean? Just call him
And
dog.
then QWERTY ad with the 5. Can you add some background music?
I've thought of this.
I can
I feel
try,
like
but I
watching
would,
back the
I would
streams,
have
it's
to.
kind of not very lively.
Let me try. I need to really monitor it to make sure that like nothing,
Quiet, some
copyright.
piano music in the background.
I'm saying I need to make sure that nothing
Royalty-free.
copyright. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Get some fucking Club Penguin, fucking.
I feel like
pizzeria
Club
music in the
Penguin would
background.
get us hit.
I'm curious. Old video game music from a game that's not even out anymore.
Yeah, it does make me wonder. There's all sorts of options in the video game world that's safe, but
Can't help but
Just
think of
gotta
that
find it,
little
you know?
pizza theme, you know.
how long is that song?
Well, I found let's see.
Oh no.
I'm like looking at the description to see if it'll like say like, "Oh, we found this music." Doesn't look like it. I found a 10-hour Club Penguin pizza parlor music.
Hell
I-
yeah,
I-
that's perfect.
I love the idea of doing Club Penguin. I truly think we'll get dinked.
I'm not seeing anything in the descriptions of these.
Well, that's how they get you.
That's how they get you, brother. That is true, though. That is how they get you. They lull you into a false sense of security and claim.
All right, let's do like stream beats. Let's do like Harris Heller stream beats. I think that'd be probably a pretty good one. You reckon?
Those are safe.
Yeah, those are real safe.
Sorry, in my search for Club Penguin music, I found Club Penguin in the Vietnam War.
Excuse me.
Colorized. It's
You know,
like
I
an
forgot
actual
about that event. Yeah,
legitimate
kinda crazy.
animation.
Oh man.
Oh, it's actually from a real movie, but they look like Club Penguin characters. That's weird.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'll read out some super
Yeah,
chats while we
You go
wait.
ahead and do that, and then
Lord Skywarp with the $2. MKO, more like MK Ultra. No.
I'm gonna play this. You guys tell me if you can hear it, okay? On the stream. Let's do.
Frame Data with the $2. This chat never learns not to spam. Holy yeah, hey guys, don't do that. Do not spam, or else you will be taken out back, and I can't say the rest. Zach with the $5. Hey guys, I love your narration so much. Been watching since 2019. Holy cow, that's like 6 years ago almost. That is insane.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. And Goofy Cat 11 with the $1.99. Robin, what would itchy livers sound like?
Sound like itchy?
I don't even know what a liver sounds like on its own without being itchy.
Yeah, what would a liver sound like? I guess.
Wow.
I think that's it.
Not a fan.
Okay, what about this one? How about that one?
I mean, it just sounds like that's what it feels like to me.
Makes me think
How
of
about that
like
This is really
Think of,
like a such
Last of Us
a
monsters.
such a weird combination of the music that's playing versus the the clickers that have invaded the stream.
Damn it.
Incredible stuff. Alrighty. We're gonna get to the next story now.
All right.
Checking in
link that
1.5 years later. Let me link this to you guys. That way you guys can read along with me.
Okay. All right.
Here you go. Here's the link to the story.
Let me get my reading glasses.
Get your reading glasses on.
Oh, God. Woo, this one's a bit longer now. Isn't
Checking
it?
in
Holy shit.
1.5 years later. From what I understand, this is a saga that started with something so mundane.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for jumping out of the way when my niece and nephew tried to push me into a pool, resulting in them falling in?
Off the bat, without reading anything, I say no.
So we're gonna read.
You simply avoided their.
We have the original post here that I'm gonna read. They have the posts hyperlinked, so that way we can read past the TLDR, which I think is important to get the full context.
Mhm.
So, chat. Thank you guys so much again for all the super chats. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
We're gonna read the hell out of this next one. Actually, I wanted to ask the chat real quick if they've seen this. Chat, have you been seeing a? This is gonna sound so weird in content. I've been working on this video and I wanted to see how people be getting this ad on their YouTube page. But it's an animated ad for a theme park called Giggle Land, and it very quickly pans into, like, it's very clearly a horror game by the third rule in. But I was curious if people have been seeing it because I didn't see an ad for it, but that's how it started for people. Was it came up as an ad?
Huh.
And so I started looking into it, and there's 2 websites for it. Ciphers inside of spectrograms. There was a like a missing persons report that if you opened it as a .rar had a password locked audio file in it. So I've been playing that for the last few days and it's been very interesting. I really hope the game's good.
That would be great.
Like all the work they're putting into like the ARG element, if the game sucks, it's gonna be so sad.
It would be very sad.
Anyway, let's start with this first post here, dated forget how long ago was this? July 22nd, 2023.
Been at least a week, so that's what you're saying.
Oh,
Perfect.
it's been removed.
That's why I went to click the post and you scroll down the comments. It's like archived in the comments. Happened today. My folks decided to host a barbecue because I guess that's what older people do. I declined because I don't really like my 2 sisters, their husbands, or their kids. Wife and I are child free. Mom then pressured the wife. Long story short, we went. By the time we arrived, there were about 20 people there. My sisters and their husbands were already solidly buzzed. Drunk, really. My mom was spending 100% of her time trying to keep the nieces and nephews ages 7 to 11 more or less under control. My dad had strategically retreated to the whirlpool part of the pool with a small cooler full of beers. Wife and I made small talk with miscellaneous people, ate food, and had a frozen margarita. Sister and brother-in-laws took turns criticizing us for being late, not being in our swimsuits, and screwing up the vibe, whatever. Typical suburban summer get-together. About 45 minutes in, 2 of the kids ran at one of the neighbor guests who was standing next to the pool and pushed her in. She was at the pool steps, stumbled in but didn't fall, so only got half wet. She was very clearly unhappy about it, but she didn't make a scene. Just went over to where the parents were, grabbed their towels, dried herself off, and left. Sisters and brother-in-laws thought it was all great fun. A bit later, I was standing a few feet away from the pool, chatting away with someone. I saw 3 of the kids running full tilt. She was being dived. He was being dived.
Jeez, okay.
They have like the Marvel Rivals meta, like a dive tank and 2 DPS. They got the Iron Fist, Psylocke, and Captain America diving them right now. Incredible.
A pretty sick Marvel Rivals reference, dude.
Thanks, dude. Yeah,
Cool game, man.
Anyhow, obviously I was next. Not that it's terribly difficult to outwit young kids, but I just jumped out of their way at the last second. All 3 of them ran straight into the pool at full speed. Most of the other guests, including my wife and me, started laughing, but their moms, who, as I mentioned, were pretty shit-faced, absolutely freaked out.
Oh no.
Oh.
Apparently, 2 of the kids couldn't swim even though they were in swimsuits.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Cool.
Since I
So
wasn't
they're
in
stupid.
swim gear, I stepped back from the pool and let the other people fish the kids out. The kids were bawling their heads off like they'd lost a limb. At this point, all hell broke loose. The 4 drunk parents were yelling at everyone in general, and me in particular, for, quote, nearly letting their kids drown.
Okay.
And also
Whatever.
because 2 of the kids had been videoing the trick using their parents' iPhones, which were now at the bottom of the pool.
Why did they are
That's a
genuine like
lesson for the parents more so than the kids, honestly.
I'm going to be so real, I think that's what they're more upset about, too.
Yeah, probably pissy
Oh, yeah.
about the phones for sure.
maybe you shouldn't have given them to your children who were then going to run with them and
I
then
agree.
towards a pool.
I agree.
Yep.
It's very
Come
basic
on.
stuff,
Like that's
right?
your fault, man.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
It's all on you, Mom and Dad.
One of my brother-in-laws got into the pool to try and retrieve the phones, but his BMI and BAC made that impossible. So he was fat and drunk.
Hell yeah.
That's what they're
Same.
saying. No one else volunteered to help, unsurprising given that my sisters were still bitching at everyone. I told my sisters it was their job to watch their kids and that if anything had happened to
Yep.
them, it would have been their responsibility and not mine. There were some pretty strong words on both sides. Wife and I left after the other brother-in-law fell over and face planted while yelling at us. Now there's...
Okay. You should have just let them fuck your shit up.
Right, you can
asshole.
hear the accent, right? You can hear the southern that's
How
there.
dare
Oh,
you?
yeah.
You son bitch! Yeah,
just
kid,
let
you
the
son
kid
bitch!
go.
You let my kid, you son bitch!
Fuck's wrong with you, you stupid jerk? You're mean.
Face plant.
Asshole.
You're wrong. God damn it.
Face plant, immediate snoring.
You're an asshole.
You're.
Yeah, the kids tie like ropes to him like a tow hitch and bring him back inside.
Yeah.
I told my sisters was sure that there were some pretty strong words on both sides. Wife and I left after the other brother-in-law fell over and face planted while yelling at us. Now they're saying I should have let the little shits knock me into the pool and have their fun and ruin my phone. So, am I the asshole? Side note, Dad,
No.
of course, never got out of the whirlpool.
Man knows his place. Just
Dude,
saying.
he was that's what I would have been like, dude, I'm not a part of this. Like, I'm not. This is your bed. You got to make it and sleep in it, man.
I'm over here. Y'all can just do your own shit. I'm not bothered.
So
If
that's
I'm in the
Surprised.
whirlpool and I got a case of beers, I'm out.
I'm
that's
not
the
seeing
first
Bye.
update. I feel like I'm inclined to let you know that there are 10 updates to this.
That's
Hell
crazy.
yes.
The fact that this is the Nexus event.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. I think
beginning,
we should
man.
pass it off. I think we should do the same format. Zach, you're going to pass off here the update. August 17th, 2023, almost a month later. It's all yours.
All right. OOP, what does that mean?
Click the link. Click the update post hyperlink.
I'm just watching your stream because I don't know how to navigate this post. All right, here we go. First off, my folks tell me that my nieces and nephews are all good swimmers and that they use the pool all the time. The 7-year-old is still a beginner, but he loves the water. My sister just said they couldn't swim, so I'd look bad. To be fair, none of the kids are allowed in the deep end, which is where they fell in. It was the 2 10-year-olds and the 9-year-old who tried to push me into the pool. After we left, the party ended on a pretty sour note. My drunk brother-in-law, who face planted while yelling at me, had to go to an urgent care place and get
Oh.
his face stitched up. Jesus.
Oh!
He was
What, did he
too
land on
toasted
the
to
curb?
drive.
Yeah, I mean, if
you
he was on the
must have
side of the
been.
pool.
Yeah. He was too toasted to drive, so Dad took him. Dad was not very happy about this. Late that
I
evening, my
just
sister
imagine
started
the
a group
dad-
text.
The minute he's told to get out of the whirlpool, his like
Come on,
smile turns into a frown.
He gets all pissed off and suddenly joins their side. Like, well, goddamn it, it's her fault. This is all. I gotta get out of the pool now.
I
Goddamn.
hope he didn't drive drunk.
Oh, I bet
Right.
you he did.
Definitely.
Probably. Late that evening, my sister started a group text and said some really nasty crap. Their husbands threw in a few comments as well. Wife and I blocked the four of them. Nice. My mom called me. She was pretty upset about what they said. She and Dad were in the chat, and I don't blame her. Because of the texts, my folks insisted my sister's brother-in-laws come over the next day, Sunday, without their kids to get some things straight and lay down some ground rules. Yeah, whatever, dude.
Okay.
Mom's wording. The result was a contrite, if unenthusiastic apology from the siblings via my mom's phone. I'm glad my wife was with me when they called. Her hard stares kept me from saying what I wanted to. I just told them thanks and that we felt no need to discuss it further. Since I thought things were settled, I unblocked them. That evening, I got a text from one of the brother-in-laws telling me the phones cost $1,000, something like that, and asking when I'd be paying for them.
Oh,
WTF?
Dude, you know damn well that if they had pushed her in the pool and her phone was ruined, they wouldn't be paying for her fucking
Nope.
phone. No way.
They would just be like, oh, the kids are just playing around, whatever. I replied, never. Took a screenshot of his text and forwarded it to my folks with a note that we were done with this nonsense. We're going no contact with sisters and spouses and not to invite us to any more holidays or get-togethers if they'll be present. Then I blocked the sisters and their spouses again. At that point, the shit really hit the fan.
Oh, it
Dad
really
called them
did?
and ripped them a new one. Among other things,
Dad
he told
was.
them the
Dad's
grandkids-
still mad about being taken out of the whirlpool.
Oh yeah, he's still mad about the whirlpool.
He's only going to be mad about that forever.
Among other things, he told them the grandkids were not welcome at his place indefinitely, since my mom regularly provides free babysitting that got them pretty rattled. He also banned them from using the vacation house and told them my wife and I actually own it, not he and mom. This completely freaked them out. Both of my sisters' families' use of the place. Both of my sisters and families use the place a lot, including having their friends up for the weekend getaways. This was very much out of character for my folks. They'd clearly had it. And for reference, I never wanted my sisters to know we own the place. We bought it for my folks. They'd wanted a place in the mountains. Keeping the ownership quiet was just a way to avoid drama with my siblings. A couple of days later, my sisters and their husbands came to our place unannounced to apologize in person. We were out to dinner and they left a note. One sister also called me at work too. I sent her to voicemail. We've decided being no contact is the best thing for the indefinite future
Yeah.
and haven't interacted with them for the last 3+ weeks. Personally, I'm done. They can go pound sand.
I agree.
Also, I guess they've never heard of the old rice trick. Did they try that?
Probably not, dude.
You know, I always found it so insane that works.
Right?
Yeah, I'm just sucking the moisture right out.
You know how many times when I was younger I had a phone like fully submerged in water and then we dropped it in rice for like 24 hours and then it turned on and I was like, oh! Like,
It's incredible.
remember when you could open the back of phones for the battery?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
time. Okay, wait, which one?
Good
is-
times.
Yeah.
So that was update 1?
That was update 1.
Man, update 2 is about to get fucked up,
Update
brother.
2 was posted on August 26, 2023, 9 days after them going no contact.
All right.
So just to refresh for those who may have come in late or need a recap of what's going on in the story. OP's sisters suck. Their kids suck. They go to a pool
dude.
party. They go
So
to a
do
pool.
their
Hold
husbands,
on.
okay?
All the husbands. Yeah, fuck you. I love picturing. I love. These are guys who would say roll tide.
Roll Tide.
Oh yeah, roll down.
These are guys who are like after like beer 3 are going woo, which is like red alert by the way. If you hear a southern woo, run.
You need to leave.
That
It's
is
either going to be the
it
most
is
fun
no
thing
longer
in your life,
safe.
or it's going to be the most terrifying thing of your
It
life.
is no longer safe. The chances of there being some sort of like
redneck event.
yeah, the redneck event is the best way to say it. Had my third Pabst Blue. Woo!
the alarm sounds like yeep, yeep,
Yeah. Redneck event in progress. You get like a push notification to your phone.
Like an Amber Alert, but for redneck event.
Yeah. Redneck
event in your
Seek
area.
shelter immediately.
honey, lock the doors.
honey, they're
Get my
shotgun
shotgun,
beers.
honey.
You just hear like, you want a drink? You want a drink?
Hey, you want a drink?
Imagine the purge, but it's like just rednecks getting to do whatever they want for like 12 hours.
They get to party for an entire 12 hours. That's it.
Just giant lifted trucks going down the interstate, knocking out like the street lights and shit.
Like, they're not doing anything dangerous. They're just like knocking over mailboxes and like driving their big ass trucks and being annoying, and that's it.
Listening to like
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett real loud.
Oh, man. All right. Update number 2. Well, it's been an interesting last few days. I thought the shit had hit the fan before, but it was more of a fart compared to more like a Ray fart compared to what's happened
So
this
true.
For this to make sense, I need to provide some financial context. My folks haven't ever been any good at saving money. I've been doing their taxes for years and know pretty much everything about them money-wise. Their house is paid for and they have minimal debt, but they didn't save much for retirement. Both of them get Social Security. Dad gets a solid pension, and they have a bit of savings, but there's no treasure chest in the basement. I bought their current car for them after they retired, a retirement present, if you will, so they could have something nice to drive. It was the first car in probably 20 years they didn't lease. My sisters are convinced the folks are dripping with money and that our parents will be leaving the two of them everything since I don't need more money. So I never cared about saving either.
Wow.
Turns out my oldest sister and her husband, sorry, just real quick, that's a weird thing to do, just not saving because you're banking on mom and dad to die at a certain age so that you can take what they earned.
That's
crazy.
it's very slimy.
It's just not cool.
And just not
Yeah.
financially responsible.
That's really irresponsible. You should be taking care of yourself in that regard first. Don't expect mom and dad, well, don't worry, we'll take care of them soon. Then we'll be fine. Don't treat your parents
That's
like a
weird.
windfall. Strange. Anyway, turns out my oldest sister and her husband, they have 3 kids, have been living beyond their means for some time and are in financial straits. They've maxed out their credit cards and are behind on their car leases to the point that one is about to get repossessed. He'd bragged in the past about making X per year, but it turns out it was about half that. Oh my
Oops.
God. So she confessed all this to my mom on Tuesday because they need a loan because, and this was a what the fuck moment for mom and dad, for the last 3 years, instead of staying at the vacation house regularly, she's been renting it out once a month or so and pocketing the cash. We're talking $2,000+ for a weekend and at least $4,000.
That
Whoa!
is
buddy.
insane.
Ooh.
Hold on, we need to like actually dissect that for a moment.
You can't
What?
do that, brother. You can't do that. You can't.
The
Shit.
Airbnb beat it?
Just Airbnb, not your fucking property. I mean,
That is not legal. I don't think.
no, that's very much not okay for many reasons. That's a lot of
So
money
now
that
we know
you
why
owe.
so quickly apologized.
Right? Like, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh
Like
my God. Holy,
at first I was like, yeah, of
dude.
course, caught off from the vacation to apologize. But it's not even because they were using the vacation home.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Wow.
This could be really bad. Okay, she's now worried they'll lose everything. My folks aren't in any position to give them a loan. My other sister was aware of her renting out the place, but of course hasn't ever said anything. I suspect she's done the same thing as well, because I went up there once to drop off an ATV I'd worked on, and there was a family there who claimed to be staying there with my sister and her family, and that they'd gone to town or something. At the time I let it go, I figured she'd loaned out the house to some friends, but I've always wondered. I found all this out through my folks, who are pretty stressed out about it. Mom more than Dad. He's mainly just pissed off about it all. I know Dad feels betrayed, and I imagine he's embarrassed that he's in no
Whirlpool, man.
position to help his daughter out. He did reiterate that as long as it's up to him, the girls won't be using the vacation home anytime soon. My folks let me know what's going on because they figured my sisters would put a full court press on me next. And they were right. On Thursdays, my sisters came to our place again without husbands this time and waited outside the door until I got home. I had to choose between fighting with them in public, them making a scene if I went in without them, or letting them in. So I let them in. I got a bullshit story from the older sister with the younger one backing her up regarding why I needed to let them use the mountain place again immediately. They also said I've been a shitty brother and that I needed to step up and plan on paying for their kids' college tuition since
Wow.
that's what. Well, how do you figure
Sheesh.
that?
Wow.
How do you figure that, dude? What? Huh? Dude. See, oh my God, there's a lot you could say. There's so much you could say.
There's a
Since
lot.
that's what family does. I let them pitch their story and called them out based on what my folks had told me. The things went to shit from there. There was denial, crying, cursing, yelling, you name it. I swear my ears are still ringing 2 days later. Won't lie, I said some really mean and shitty things to them, but nothing that wasn't true. They finally left after about an hour. After that, I took a shower and laid down. When I got up, my wife was home, and her first words were that she'd had to block more phone numbers because my sisters were blowing up our phones from new ones. Folks messaged me yesterday asking me to call. I'm sure my sisters have told them some bullshit version of what happened, but I'm not up to rehashing it yet. I'm usually a pretty energetic person, but this drama has beaten me down. I had just enough energy today to drive up to the vacation house and padlock the entrance and gate shut. I'm the only one with a key. I'm guessing that will be enough to ensure my siblings leave the place alone. They'd probably die trying to walk 400 yards uphill to get to the house.
You ever read
Right.
something that makes you appreciate the quirks in your family's dynamic?
Damn. That's, yeah. This is crazy,
If you ever think it's
dude.
bad, it could be worse.
Oh, much worse. Good God. Well, alrighty, dude. That's, there's like 8 more updates, right?
Yeah, no, there's a lot.
Someone's gonna die, dude. What comes after this?
I don't know. There's only
I'm
one way to
scared.
find out.
I'm just scared.
Update 3 was 2.5 weeks after this. September 12th, 2023. Yet another update regarding the clusterfuck that is my extended family. Thought it might be time given what's gone on over the past 2 weeks. After my sisters came to my place, my mom and dad told me they were done with managing the vacation home. Sounded like the sisters had been pressuring them to let them use the place again. Basically, my folks handed the responsibility for place over to me and told me it was my problem from here on out. Up until then, they'd keep track of who would be using it and when, and they'd taken care of routine maintenance, replacing worn out items, etc. In any case, they decided they didn't want to be in the middle of all this crap. Well, I don't blame them. I'm disappointed because the damn place is supposed to be something for them to enjoy and hang out in, and they use it regularly. Plus, I've never cared that they let my sisters and their families use it because really I've always thought that was my parents' call, even though I technically own it. But now my folks are going to be in the position of not having access without me being involved, and that changes the whole dynamic of the place. I've taken several steps to secure the place. I already mentioned that I locked the gate. It has a heavy-duty chain and the best lock I could find. I also did a full reset on all the door keypads and created all new codes. Security cameras got installed yesterday, which is actually pretty cool because the installer convinced me to put a high-res one that looks out over the valley. The system cost me way more than I thought it would, but the peace of mind is worth it. The installer also put up signs of the property saying the place was monitored by video. I also installed a heavy-duty lockout for the water shutoff / drain valve. I hope to hell I don't lose the keys for it because if I do, it's going to be a bear to try to remove. I haven't told anyone but my wife that the water is locked off, and again, only we have the keys. Remember that this started because he moved out of the way of being pushed into the pool. Last week, I got separate calls at my office from both of the husbands trying to convince me to let them use the house, quote, like they always have. The older one had gone up with some friends for a guy's hangout but couldn't get in because of the gate lock. He was pretty pissed and embarrassed about being locked out. I'm sure he would have broken the lock if he could have. During his call, he kept bouncing between pushing and victimhood. At one point, he threatened to, quote, rip that gate out of the goddamn ground. He also admitted they'd been renting it out to a few friends and that they needed the money. I was ruining their business and that I should refund their guests' money.
Wow.
Me?
No,
Are you fucking kidding me?
F that.
dude. The self-entitlement is off the charts.
It's incredibly insane.
Like the lack of awareness
Oh,
of
yeah.
everything is insane.
It's just remarkable. I should have recorded the conversation with him, but I don't know how to do that from an office phone anyway. The other brother-in-law just sounded like he was being made to call by my sister. He didn't really put up a fight when I told him not to plan on ever using the place again. In any case, I told him they can't use the place and not to ask again. At this point, I'm considering selling the vacation home. Wife and I won't use it enough to justify keeping it, and it's not like there's going to be any family get-togethers there anytime soon. I mentioned selling it to my folks. Their response was pretty much whatever. I'd more than double my money by selling it. The place consists of 3 lots with killer views and is at the end of a private road, but I'll probably wait for a while to sell. Doing so now would be an emotional decision. My sisters and I aren't currently speaking. I have no plans to initiate contact. I don't know what the status between them and my folks is, and I don't want to. On the upside, we spent an evening with my folks this week. Went to a new restaurant that was nice. No one brought up any of this crap. Mom didn't update us on the nieces and nephews. She's spending time with them at their homes. Wow.
Shit's getting
It's
a little wonky.
yeah, this is a crazy update.
This is just getting bad now.
We have a month
man.
later. October 16th, 2023.
Right.
Zach, if you do the honors.
October 16th, 2023.
Oh yeah.
I hired a guy to manage and look over the vacation home. He lives in the area, takes care of his folks, and manages a good number of properties. Some are vacation rentals, some are weekend places like ours. He has access to my camera feeds and does a physical check on the place every week or two. I think he may have the best job in the mountains. He gets paid to drive around with his dog, walk around the properties, and hangs out on people's decks whenever he feels like it. He also has a camera feed from a house near the start of the private road that takes shots whenever a vehicle goes past it. $450 per month, plus he'll do basic maintenance and repairs on an hourly basis. That sounds great. He's friends with all the sheriff's deputies too. Got a lot of peace of mind from doing this. And he sends photos from his walks to everyone once or twice a week. I have to brag a bit on my parents. I got all this from them tonight at dinner. They were getting pressure from my sisters to demand that I open up the vacation house to everyone for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving up there had become quite the tradition for the family, not for me or my wife. We've gone once in 7 years. My dad refused to bother me about it because he knew I'd say no. They came up with what I think is a great plan, announced that they were organizing the Thanksgiving gathering, and if everyone split the cost in advance, they'd rent an Airbnb in the mountains. Otherwise, they'd host Thanksgiving at their place, or one of the sisters could host it. This caused a fight between the sisters because the middle sister was all for doing the Airbnb, but the oldest one doesn't have any money. The deadline to commit to the Airbnb has passed. Looks like Thanksgiving will be at my parents' place. Regardless, we won't be there. My parents have asked that we not sell the place for now. They decided they'd like to use it occasionally, but not until my sisters have come to terms with the new normal. And of course, they'd probably like it if everyone could get together there and again down the road, but that's just not going to happen. I'd just as soon sell it and move on at this point, but I can live with keeping it if my folks do use it now and again. Plus, it will be worth even more down the road. Wife and I have stayed no contact with my sisters and their husbands. Both sisters have called from new numbers, F you Google Voice, and left messages insisting that I meet with them for our parents' sake, to work out how everyone can use the family vacation home.
Man, come on. That's what they're trying to do. They're not trying to like mend their relationship with their sibling. They're like, we need to keep using your fucking vacation home. That's what they're trying to do this for. This
Wild.
is stupid, man.
They called my wife too. I'm glad I was already in the habit of not answering calls if I don't recognize the number. I honestly don't know if they're delusional or if they think they can bully me into giving them access again. Don't really care. My parents tell me that the oldest sister and her husband are getting out of the leases for their SUV and big-ass truck and are selling their jet skis and some other shit they've never needed. That's going to be really hard on her. She's quite the braggart and won't like being seen in something older, smaller, or cheaper. My brother-in-law's identity is very much wrapped up with his truck as well. He even has a small tattoo of the truck company's logo, which frankly is one of the many reasons why he and I never hung out.
It's because he's a Ford guy, and that guy, brother-in-law, is definitely a Chevy.
I love you, Ford!
Ford tough.
I'm more of a Dodge guy myself. Several people have suggested I make the vacation home into an Airbnb. I don't plan to do so, at least anytime soon. I know it would make money, but it would cause an incredible amount of drama across the family and would stress out my parents. They don't need that. It would also be a hassle to remove personal things my folks have there. That stuff has nowhere to go. And there would be wear and tear on the place, and I'm sure it would take some amount of time on my part, even though I'd use a manager to do it. Just not worth it to me.
I'll say, not really worth. Damn.
So the brother-in-laws and sisters are still trying to contact OP. They're doing anything to claw this house.
They want the house. That's all they
The
give a fuck
quote-unquote family vacation home when it is their house.
about. Yeah.
They own it.
So this says update
mine.
number 5. Crap. Things have gone to hell.
Oh,
All right,
no.
so things have gone to hell. All right, well, before we do that, do we have any super chats to look at? Because this is a.
We
these are
will.
long.
Yeah, let's take a quick intermission to look at any super chats that may have come in.
Let's see. Lord Skywarp with $2. It's a liver, not a dinosaur. Ah, yes.
Thank you.
Oh, right,
Appreciate
right,
the distinction.
right.
We got confused.
Tracks the Trash Wizard with a 5. The MK Boys present 101 spooky Halloween sounds. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Thank you. And then,
Tracks
Halloween
again with
year.
a $10.
yeah.
These parents must be fully aware they are in the wrong, but just don't care, right? There's no way someone could genuinely think they were in the right for this. Oh, you'd be surprised.
You'd be
There are many
surprised.
people who
The
just
two-
do not know how to hold a mirror to
The
themselves.
2 from Frame Data. Don't forget Crazy Grandma Story from last stream. I feel like we'd have to start from the beginning on that one.
Yeah, I kind of forgot what happened with that
Yeah.
one.
We might not get to that one this
Alright.
stream, but maybe next stream we'll start that one from the top. I do want to quickly mention, seems like it's kind of calmed down, but if you spam in the chat, we're not going to read your message, just point
Yeah.
blank.
And I'll hide you from the channel. I will.
Yeah.
We're not
get
gonna
muted and,
read your message if you're spamming. It's not the way to get anything at all.
Nope.
Robin, you ready to see why this update is titled ... crap?
Oh, this is where shit really,
This is
really,
where things
really
hit
is gonna
the
hit. Man, I
fan.
can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, folks. It starts off like a good one. Things have gone to hell. I really, truly did not think anything like this would happen.
Don't read the short
Short version.
version. Let's let that suspense cook.
You want to skip the short version?
Yeah, let's start with things
Okay.
had settled down.
Things had settled down. At least I thought so. Haven't seen or heard from my sisters in over 6 weeks. My parents went up to the house for a week and had a good time. David, the property manager I hired, has worked out great. He's done a couple repairs I asked him to do and given him a list of things he's going to work on. He usually sends a photo or two of wildlife or a sunset to his clients every week. It was kind of making me want to get up there. Friday after Thanksgiving, my brother-in-laws went to my vacation home. They used an angle grinder to cut through the chain on the driveway
Oh my
gate
God!
and damage the gate in the process. Ooh.
What?
Ooh. Oh, baby. They tried to
Breaking
get into
and
the front door.
entering.
Breaking and entering, baby, from the gate. Woo!
My
right
mouth
from
is
the
agape.
gate
I'm
go, as
shocked.
we say. That's insane, dude. They tried to get in through the front door, ruined the lock set, and gouged the door badly. They finally got in through the utility floor door and a locked internal door. They also broke into the barn. I'm not sure why. When they went out through the front door, where they were met by the sheriff's deputies and David. David gets notifications from the camera system when there's activity. He saw what was going on and called the sheriff's department.
Mind you,
Shout out David.
there
shout
are
out, dude.
signs on the property that says it's being video monitored. They're stupid. They're so stupid.
These guys are morons, dude. Did they think that because they are legally related to the homeowner that they're fine? They're going to be okay. They're not going to get arrested for it?
I like that you
Oh,
use the phrase
crazy.
legally related.
Yeah, legally related here. They're not related by blood. These are the in-laws, man. So they're only related by law. That's
Can't
it.
believe that.
According to David, the brother-in-laws tried to bullshit their way out of it, but the deputies didn't buy it. Breaking into an empty house is a pretty serious thing up here. Usually it's meth heads who ransack the place and hawk everything. When the brother-in-laws were arrested, they freaked out big time. Were saying how they were going to beat the hell out of me, etc. Not smart
Cool,
to
that's a
do in
threat.
front of the cops. David
Yeah.
and the sheriff's office tried calling my wife and me to see what we wanted to do, but we were spending the day with her parents and had left our phones in the car so we could be in vacation mode. So they booked
Uh-oh.
the brother-in-laws
Womp womp.
on everything, which is what I would have asked them to do anyways. Brother-in-laws called their wives from jail, who of course freaked out. They called my folks, tried to call me, they're blocked, tried to find a lawyer up there to arrange bail. Not easy to do given that it's a rural area and it was a holiday weekend.
Incredible.
Older sister has zero cash and her cards were maxed out. So if they made bail, my middle sister would have had to pay for both husbands. I know they were still in jail as of Saturday afternoon.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Oh man, we didn't check our phones until late Friday on the way home from the in-laws. There were tons of calls and messages from my mom, dad, David, and the sheriff's department. Talk about ruining a great day. I was in such a good mood till I looked at my phone. My wife read through the texts and listened to the messages, read them out to me, and by the time we got home, I had some idea of what was going on. I put my brain back into thinking mode, tried to get past my anger, failed, called David, and got the rundown of what had happened and how bad the damage was, resulting in more anger. I ended Friday by calling the sheriff's department and telling them there was no misunderstanding. The brother-in-laws had absolutely no right to be on my property, and I wanted to press charges. I didn't call my folks back. Barely slept. I waited until Saturday afternoon to call my folks. They were both pretty rattled about it all, my mom in particular. My sisters had browbeat them into telling me I should tell the cops it was all a mistake and that I wanted the charges dropped. I refused flat out. I told them there was no way I'd do that until I spoke with an attorney, and also not until I was paid in full for whatever it will cost to fix everything 100%. My mom was crying hard by the time we got off the phone, which of course made me feel like shit. My dad suggested it was time for a complete start over, but also said that he thought they needed to pay for the damage.
I feel bad for the parents, man.
I feel bad for the parents and for the children of these sisters that
psychopaths.
They can't take care of their. They don't have fucking money. They can't bail their husbands out of jail because they're maxing out credit cards and being irresponsible and buying trucks and fucking jet skis and all this stupid shit exclusively for bragging rights. This is pathetic on their part. They have children, for crying out loud. But anyway. Yeah. I haven't gone up to the property yet. There's nothing I can do, and I'll probably go nuts when I see the damage in person. The photos were bad enough. I'm hoping to tomorrow or Wednesday, but my job isn't one I can just wander off from for non-emergencies. I've left messages with 2 attorney friends asking them to recommend the right lawyers to go after my sisters and brother-in-laws. I don't know what I can do exactly, but I'm hoping to get restraining orders. I have all the texts they've sent me. That might help. I've strongly considered suing them for the money they made renting the place. I don't care about the cash, but it'll help make them as miserable as possible. The gloves are definitely off at this point. A couple of side notes. Brother-in-laws had no idea I'd hired someone to keep an eye on the property or that there were cameras there now. My parents knew, but hadn't told them because they knew it would just give my sisters reason to drama up. There are signs on the property stating it's being monitored with cameras and no trespassing signs, though. My wife was
probably can't read.
Yeah, probably can't read. I mean, come on. My wife has completely had it at this point, and I don't blame her. She's been more than patient about it all, but she reached her limit and was not shy about letting me know. She told me it's up to me how I deal with this, but that she thought they all needed to be taught a hard lesson. Older brother-in-law likely won't face any repercussion at his job over this, but middle brother-in-law has a security clearance, so he might. I'm hoping that will be motivation for middle brother-in-law to pay for the damages himself immediately. David, the caretaker, has an interesting background. I knew he was friends with some kind of deputies, figured it was because they were all locals. I was wrong. He was a cop in the big city for years, was shot on duty, and afterward decided to quit and move to where his parents had retired. He has some PTSD over it all. His dog is a certified service animal and usually with him. I know law enforcement people tend to hang together. I guess that's how they became his friend group. I don't want to see or speak with these a-holes for the rest of my life. I know this is in direct conflict with my overwhelming urge to make their lives as miserable as possible. Holy fuck! Oh man.
I can't blame him.
Like, don't go too hard, dude. There are children involved here, brother. Like, don't go too hard. Like, shit.
So, 5 days later, we get another statement.
Is it number 6?
Yep, December 2nd. Didn't think I'd be doing another post this soon, but a lot has happened over the past 2 days. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Thursday afternoon, I got a courier-delivered envelope in my office. It was a signed letter from both my brother-in-laws and a cashier's check for $5,000.
Hell yeah!
That's very nice.
Hell,
In the
okay,
letter
good,
they made,
good.
what I have to say was a really sincere apology. Among other things, they acknowledged breaking in, acknowledged it was wrong, said the $5,000 was to pay for the damage and that they'd pay more if it cost more than that. Also, they said they'd stay away from the vacation home unless my wife and I specifically invited them. They also asked that I do what could get the charges dropped as soon as possible because they could both lose their jobs, and that they'd agree to a restraining order or whatever else it took for that to happen. There was more as well. All conciliatory, but that's the gist of it.
Okay, they got the fear of God put in them and decided to be adults.
To say this was a shock is an understatement. It was obviously a total 180 from their past behavior. I had already made an appointment with an attorney to see about suing my brother-in-laws over the damage and to try and get a restraining order. I called him and told him what I had just received, and he agreed to meet with me at the end of the day instead of next week. Told me not to deposit the check. We met for about 2 hours. He ended up recommending the wife and I do a, quote, settlement and mutual release agreement with all 4 of them, sisters and brother-in-laws. He said if we went after them via a lawsuit that we'd almost certainly win, but it could take 2 years or more. There would be sizable upfront legal fees that we might never see any money. He also said we could keep the $5,000 free and clear even if we didn't let him off the hook. He's drawing up the agreement. It won't be ready until Monday. The agreement will include what's essentially the civil equivalent of a restraining order. I'd already asked my property manager to work up a bid to get the damage repaired. I called him after the meeting and asked that he get me as close an estimate as possible ASAP. Got that Friday. He thinks it'll take around $4,000 to fix everything. Most of that is for the front door. On
Damn.
Friday, my attorney... I know, right?
Damn, dude.
For a door?
For just
For
the
a
door.
They fucked it up.
What kind
mo-
of door
yeah.
is it?
It's the pressure locked
Like,
door.
seriously, like, what the fuck is it?
6
Not just
inches
a
of
normal
steel.
ass door?
I mean, it could be like a handmade thing, solid wood,
Could
real
be.
wood, not IKEA bullshit, or a metal one you get from Home Depot. I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of the stuff can just
it's
come down to
probably
it
like
being
something
real.
fancy.
And they probably
Yeah.
fucked up the door frame that might have been decorative with glass.
It is a
and
house
all
in the
this
mountains,
shit.
I guess. It's probably really fucking fancy.
Yeah, it's a vacation home. You gotta expect that.
On Friday, my attorney contacted each of the brother-in-laws and told them what we were proposing and advised them to get their own lawyers. They both agreed to it. The middle brother-in-law told him they could afford to either pay for the damages or pay for a lawyer, but not both, and they figured a lawyer wouldn't make any difference given that they really had no defense for what they did. His biggest concern was if the charges could be dropped. From what I can tell, they're willing to do anything or sign anything to make this all go away. My attorney also called the DA's office on Friday to discuss dismissing the charges, got the name of the prosecutor and left them a message but has not spoken to them yet. He thinks they'll dismiss the charges because the brother-in-laws are paying up and they have no priors, but then again, he's not a criminal lawyer. Also said I should be prepared to drive up there Monday or Tuesday and tell the prosecutor in person that I want everything dismissed. He's also advised me to continue to be no contact with the sisters and brother-in-laws, especially for the next 6 months, and that it'll be really important to follow the terms of the agreement when it comes to future interactions with them. I'm guessing that the brother-in-law's change of heart is due to them having figured out what's at stake for them, what it's going to cost them in legal fees and fines and so on. There is also the highly unlikely possibility that they could go to jail for up to 120 days. That's 3 months!
Hell yeah, baby. It's a vacation. It's there. It's
I think
a
it's actually
vacation home they
4.
can go to.
Sorry, that's 4 months.
Food's paid for, you know?
And as I've mentioned, one of them has a security clearance for his job, so that could be at risk. So this is their Hail Mary pass to keep their normal lives. This isn't a perfect solution to the situation, but at least it'll get me past the legal and financial parts of the shit show, which is always nice. I'll doubt I'll ever have a civil relationship with any of them ever again, and that's fine. What I want most at this point is to close this off, get on with my life, and never speak to any of them again. I'm exhausted from this. Wife feels pretty much the same way. Kind of a side issue, but getting the written apology was weirdly a huge moment for me. I wasn't expecting that ever, but apparently it matters to me quite a bit. The money doesn't feel particularly important at the moment. I'll damn sure take it though. Also, I'm pretty certain my middle sister and her husband came up with the money. The cashier's check is from the credit union of the company he works for. Once things are signed, I plan to make one more update, probably just an edit to this post. And as we can see, that one update is not how it ended.
Nope.
Oh man, where could
Dude.
it go from here?
Because there's 3 more here.
Oh, dude.
Zach.
All right. December 7th, 2023. Tuesday morning, I met with my attorney, went over the agreement. Changed a couple of minor things, and he sent it to my sisters and brothers-in-law. It included a requirement that they pay my attorney's fee, about $3,000. They weren't happy about that and tried to negotiate it away, but he told them they either accept it as is or there would be no deal at all, and we'd proceed with suing them for the money they got from renting out the place, wear and tear from renting it, repair costs from their break-in, emotional distress, lost income from having to deal with this, attorney fees, and whatever else we could. He also told them I would push hard with the DA's office to prosecute every charge. Short version, they came in and signed. I wasn't there. I'm told it was a pretty tense environment, that the middle brother-in-law appeared to have taken charge, and that at one point he told both of my sisters to shut the hell up or he was walking away from the whole thing, making his own deal with us and the rest of them could all go to hell. They provided another cashier's check for $2,500. Claimed that's all they had. It's close enough that we were going to accept it as the final payment. Attorney also told me that everyone was very cold and curt towards one another, but they'd all managed to keep it together long enough to sign and left without making too big of a scene. I drove up to the vacation house early yesterday to check out the damage and meet with the DA's office. Seeing the damage made my blood boil. It was so senseless. I was so pissed that I was ready to eat the cost of repairs and do everything I could to ruin their lives. Tried walking it off, failed utterly. Ended up calling a good friend who was kind enough to stay on the phone for over an hour letting me spew and vent. He eventually got me back to focusing on the bigger picture of putting this behind me and getting on with my life. Honestly, I'm still not sure that's what I want to do, but I settled down enough to get some food in me, and I felt better. After lunch, I went to the DA's office. Hadn't made an appointment and had to wait a while, but got to meet with the assistant DA who's got the case. Short version is, I don't want to prosecute and the brother-in-laws have already paid for the damages that they are willing to drop all the charges except trespassing, which in this case will be a Class 2 misdemeanor. The brother-in-laws will have to plead guilty and pay whatever fine the judge sets. I'm also told that if they fight the trespassing charge or ever so much as fart in public up there, that it would go very poorly for them. It helped that the brother-in-laws didn't resist arrest. If they had none of the charges would have been dropped. I also went by the sheriff's office to thank them for getting there so quickly and everything. Wanted to thank the deputies personally, but only spoke to the dispatch person, and I tried to meet up with David, the property manager, but couldn't get a hold of him. A couple of notes. The agreement includes a no-contact clause. Basically, if any of them show up where my wife and I are, or the other way around, whoever got there last has to leave immediately. No contact except through attorneys or other mutually agreed upon third parties. They get to keep whatever they made from renting the vacation house, my big give, unless I have tax consequences, which they'll be responsible for. And we release each other from all other liabilities up through the present. There's more to it than that, but those are the high points. Wife and I will sign the agreement later today. After that, I can't talk about most of this, but I can talk around it. I think this is my final update regarding all this nonsense, but I'll respond to comments if I can. As I've said before, posting about all this and reading folks through thoughts and responses has been really helpful and has probably been key in being able to handle... Yeah, it has probably been key in my being able to handle this in a relatively healthy way. So thank you all again.
And it seems like things are going great, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the final
dude, this
update,
is over
thank
for
God.
sure.
But now we see 8 months removed from the OG post.
No.
The oldest sister and brother-in-law have filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, yeah.
March 16th, 2024.
Unsurprisingly, my oldest sister and brother-in-law have filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Well, I don't care about what happens to them financially or otherwise. They've also managed to drag my parents into their mess, which I'm not happy about. Oh my God, just when I thought I was out, they dragged me back in, baby.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm back.
Roll Tide.
Oh man, at the start of the year, my brother-in-law's oversized, customized Pride and Joy truck was repossessed. Shoot! Pretty embarrassing for him, I'm sure.
Shit! Shayla! Like they yelling.
This was their breaking point. Without the truck, they have to share a Kia my parents loaned them. and they could barely fit in it with their 3 kids. Financially, they're effed. They owe at least $125,000, probably more, on high-interest credit cards. They have zero equity in their house and have a couple of personal loans that I'm pretty certain they got under false pretenses. They have loans for their jet skis, ATVs, and trailers. They also owe me a chunk of money from defaulting on the truck lease. Excuse me. They hadn't made any payments on their credit cards or loans in months, and they were behind on their house payments as well. They got out of the lease my sister's massive SUV, on my sister's massive SUV late last year. They were upside down on it as well, so I had to come up with the cash to do so. They also had to pay an attorney, the fine, and court costs for my brother-in-law's trespassing charge at the vacation house, and they owe my middle sister and her husband money for bail and their portion of the damages to the place. As I've mentioned before, my folks have never been financial wizards, but they have at least been generally responsible. They're retired, their home is paid off, and they live off of Social Security and pensions. Altogether, they get more than they spend. Minimal savings, just an emergency fund. Turns out my folks emptied out that fund, cashed out their small $20,000 IRA, and gave it to my sister.
Whoa!
That let her catch up on the house payment and cover the negative equity on her car lease. But now literally every bit of my parents' possessed, or every bit of savings they possessed, is gone. Plus, my parents have been paying for their groceries for several months and continue to pay the insurance on the car they loaned my sister. Yeah, that's heartbreaking, man. That's not what you want to do. I don't even know what to say about that, dude. The parents emptied what is supposed to be what little of a nest egg they have for the remainder of their lives because you acted like a dipshit with your family and your limited budget. Oh my God.
Insane.
According to my dad, my sister's worked my mom for weeks to get her to fork over the
Oh, and
money.
he whittled her down.
Cool. They'd worked on both my folks at the same time for a while, but my dad flat out refused every time. Eventually, Mom caved. She was worried that my sister would have to move to a hovel in some backwater town and that the kids would be barefoot and eating dirt. Dad's not happy about it, and to say that there's some tension between them right now is an understatement, but they'll be fine. I was pretty disappointed when my parents told me all this, but I wasn't surprised. It sucks that they emptied out their savings to help, but I kinda get it. The way the bankruptcy laws in our state, by getting caught up on the home loan, my sister should have been able to keep the house. I tried hard not to say how I felt about this, and my sisters mostly succeeded. Really, I'm way more pissed about this than I should be. The worst part
It sounds
is
like
that
rightfully pissed.
yeah, this is... Oh my God, I've never seen anything this pear-shaped. Pears aren't this pear-shaped, man! The worst part for me is that my sister and brother-in-law could now contact me and my wife without any real fear of repercussions. The only penalty that no contact agreement has is that if they violate it, we can go after them for the money they made from renting out the vacation house and related damages. Since they filed for bankruptcy, that's now an impendium for them. Or impediment, excuse me, not an impendium. I'm hoping they'll leave us alone, but who knows? Folks also told me that my middle sister and her husband have hit a rough spot, and that he's not currently living with her and the kids. Just a guess, but I imagine he's had it with the whole family dynamic that caused this nonsense, which he was a part of too, so I don't know why he thinks he gets to run away from something he was a part of. That's cute. Not directly related, but on a brighter note, I've spent 2 weekends at the mountain house since the start of the year, once with my wife and once alone. Both times there was a lot of snow. It was incredibly beautiful and relaxing, very therapeutic. The place also has good internet service. Now he's just fucking bragging. I kind of love this
Flexing a little bit.
Not really related, but with my awesome mountain vacation house, I decided to take a little mini vacation, and my internet fucking rules. It was awesome. Damn. Plus, knowing that I could count on David, the property manager, to keep the place in shape or ready for us to visit, and to help if we get snowed in, eliminates most of the stress in owning it. My folks have used it a few times as well, and got along great with David.
So
Damn, we need a David in our lives.
We need
get yourself a David.
Get yourself a David, folks.
So
But yeah, that $125,000 on credit cards, by the way, holy fucking God.
That's insane.
Oh,
remember,
I don't know how you can...
we went from an incident at a summer get-together with the pool. Oopsie. With the pool. OP moved out of the way for their shithead kids.
That's it.
That fell in the
That's all
pool.
it was. Dude,
Crazy.
8 months later,
they're bankrupt.
Man.
the two of the people that were responsible for the situation are filing for bankruptcy.
It's such a butterfly effect. It's such a domino thing. This is insane. You never think about what could be. You never think about consequences and how they can quickly turn into this. It's not just the next week or month. It could be the next several years to remainder of your life. The smallest little thing you do. So maybe don't overreact if your brother-in-law jumps out of the way of your kids when they try to push them in the pool, because you never know what could fucking happen later.
Yep.
I know. And now we're at the
And it's not
July.
over.
Before you wreck yourself.
We're at July 12th, 2024. 4 months later, nearing on a year from the OG post.
Dude.
There's been a fair number of requests for an update, and considering it's coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the pool incident, I thought I'd post one. My folks worked through mom giving my oldest sister her IRA and their emergency fund. Still unbelievable that this happened.
$45,000.
Altogether, mom gave her 45 grand. According to dad, once mom realized how much she'd been manipulated, she got mad and upset as he'd ever seen her. I think she had a moment of clarity. She and dad ended up calling my sisters on a three-way call, and according to dad, it went south pretty quickly. Sisters were gaslighting them. Mom lost her cool and ended up ripping into them hard. There were lots of tears, and eventually both sisters hung up. Mom just wanted both sisters to acknowledge that they'd put her and dad in a risky financial situation. Typical blow-up, I guess, but not the kind of thing that happens in our family. The next morning, my dad called my older sister and told her he'd be picking up the car they loaned her.
Oh.
She tried to argue, but he told her it wasn't up for discussion.
Yep.
He got a neighbor friend to take him to her house as soon as he hung up and drove it home without talking to her.
Damn.
Sister called and went off on him. Said lots of nasty stuff.
Oh no.
Which of course hurt him, but at least they have the car back. Dad also told me something that left me dumbfounded. For the last 17 years, almost 2 decades,
Oh.
they were giving both sisters a grocery allowance.
They're such good parents.
That was up
Genuinely,
to $500 a month.
dude.
What
Yeah,
the
like they
effing
have
F?
done so much for them,
Yeah.
and then they get treated like that. That's
Dude, can you
fucked.
imagine getting $500 a month from your mom or dad for nearly 20 years to help you pay for
Dude.
food, and you, in the end, you try stealing their and you kind of do in a way, steal their
and in
emergency
the
fund.
end, how you repay them is by basically manipulating
them in
45
financial
grand
ruin.
out of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, let's
Great.
think about it
Good
too.
job.
Let's think about it too. It was $500 a month, right?
Mhm.
Oh my
So,
god.
12 months in a year times 17, that's 204 months
Woo!
times $500, over 100 grand over the last 17 years.
For food.
Insane.
Well, guess that wasn't enough. My
Guess it wasn't.
god, dude.
So, yeah, squeaking out an extra 45K. Thanks, mom and dad.
Nice. Great.
I thought I had a pretty good handle on where their money was going, but clearly I was wrong. This started back when I was going to grad school. For people confused, by the way, the 500 seems it was probably going 250 per sister.
Right.
So each sister probably got around 50K over the last 17 years.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Nuts.
This started back when I was going to grad school and living at home. My sisters asked for the money because they thought it wasn't fair that I was living at home rent-free, and then it just never ended. In any case, my parents cut them off. Good!
Yep. Finally, dude.
Because you have to imagine as well, the last 11 months that this story's been going on, they've still been receiving that.
Which is like, sheesh. Yeah, those parents are great parents, man.
Yeah, I'll say they're fucking they're real ones. They're real ones, man.
Unsurprisingly, my sisters weren't happy about it. Who the hell gets an allowance from their parents when they're in their 40s? They're in their 40s.
That's actually shocking. I figured they were maybe like,
No,
you know,
no,
30 or
40s.
something.
They're in their 40s.
Wow.
Oh, dude. Oh my God.
Because of all this, my folks and sisters quit talking for a while. Don't know if they resolved everything, but they appear to be on speaking terms again. Though my folks aren't having them or the kids over. I'm in a don't ask mode. It's their business.
Of course.
My folks are using their vacation home fairly regularly. Currently, they're there for a 2-week stay and will probably make it 3. Unfortunately, my wife and I haven't spent any time there lately other than me having made a couple day trips to check in on it and drop off some supplies. The property manager I hired, David, is still taking good care of the place. Side
Shout out,
note,
David.
middle sister told my mom that the oldest sister had been making over $6,000 renting the house out and that it had been going on for nearly 3 years.
Oh my God. That
And they have hold
They
on.
didn't
Now,
put any
now
of that
remember,
away?
now remember,
They have
remember,
the gall.
Older sister was the one who liked flexing on everyone like by having
right,
the most
she's
expensive
the,
thing.
she's the one that wanted to buy shit to
She
brag,
was
but
she was the one that
dude.
was living a very luxurious lifestyle that they couldn't really afford on their own.
I don't like it here
So
anymore.
again, let's just keep this in mind. 3 years, unclaimed income, so grossing like $8,000 a month. That's another like nearly $300,000.
Oh my God, dude. Most people won't see that number in like 25 years of trying, man. Like, what the fuck?
Getting about, just under $100,000 a year for a house that is not yours to rent out.
I genuinely just kind of speechless. I don't know. It's amazing. Just bravo. You're insanely stupid. Bravo. You beat me. You win.
Oldest sister
I'm
and brother-in-law still have their house. My attorney checked up on their bankruptcy case. The court converted it from Chapter 7 to Chapter 13, which means they have to pay back a lot more of their debts. Middle sister and her husband are still separated. I don't know if my middle brother-in-law has had any issues with his security clearance because of breaking into the house, but I do know he's still with the same big defense company. At my parents' request, I've been working on putting their house into a trust. They want me to manage their affairs as they get older and keep the house safe from my sisters. I'm working with an attorney, but it's not done yet. Folks have asked me to be the trustee and has also given me full power of attorney. The best part about the last few months is that my sisters and brother-in-laws have left us alone and stayed away from the vacation home. Wife and I are really happy to be back to our normal lives.
Man, they fucked up so bad that their parents are now making sure that when they die, their home or anything else will never be touched by them.
And now we have 1.5 years moved. Zach, if you
I
could
think
do us
this is the last
honors.
one, right?
This is
This is it.
the last update.
It's the last one, dude.
All right, here we go. December 14th, 2024.
Dun, dun.
Some folks have asked for an update. Here you go. In August, my attorney let me know he'd received a letter from me from my middle brother-in-law. This was the first contact from any of my sisters or their husbands since they'd been arrested. It was a long letter, had a sincere apology, and a lot of information he thought I should know. Biggest thing was that he and my sister are divorced, not separated. He moved out and filed for divorce right after we made the settlement agreement. He and my middle sister kept it quiet until it was done. Their house sold in June, and she's moved to an apartment. He told me that his being arrested last year, along with my brother-in-law, for breaking into the vacation house could have lost him his job could have cost him his job and killed his career, and that it was a huge moment of clarity. He said that the dynamic between the four of them, my sisters, him, and my oldest sister's husband, had become totally toxic, that they are all borderline alcoholics or worse, and that he had to get away from that environment. He no longer speaks to my oldest sister or her husband.
Real quick.
He also asked,
I know we were dunking on him earlier for like, oh, now he's trying to run from it. I don't think that's hearing that from him. I can understand maybe being so involved in something that you like it becomes like the status quo.
Yeah, you feel like you have to do it. You're like, I'm required to be on this side right now.
Yeah, I think we can all understand what that's like.
And to be fair, it's also pretty normal to fuck up and want to do anything you can to undo it and learn your lesson. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you need to learn the lesson, and it sounds like
Sometimes
you
you
did,
really have to fall in order to like, get
Yeah.
pick yourself.
you gotta
back up.
sometimes you gotta trip on your face next to the pool and and I think he did that pretty well overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Continue.
He also asked if he, my dad, and I could meet and have an extended conversation, as there were things he needed to talk about in person. Frankly, I was unenthused, but my wife thought it was worth doing. I asked my dad if he was interested. He was, so I relayed a response to now ex-brother-in-law through my attorney, and we met over lunch. We talked for over 2 hours. It was pretty exhausting. Ex-brother-in-law looked better than I'd seen him in, well, forever. He's quit drinking, is in therapy, has lost a lot of weight, and looked fit. He was apologetic about all the bullshit he had been involved in and apologized to my dad for hiding the divorce. Told us therapy is really helping him. Asked me if the $5,000 he'd sent covered all the damage to the vacation house. I told him it had, and thanked me for talking to the county prosecutor. Said he is strongly considering transferring to a new project and that would have him living overseas for the next few years. That he really needed it to reset his life, but he was trying to balance his mental health against not being part of the kids' lives every day. Ex-brother-in-law also hit us with what for me was quite the WTF. Apparently, my sisters have hated me since before I was born, but have always hidden it from the rest of us. They liked things better when it was just the two of them. He said that when they drank, which was whenever they were together, my sisters would often bitch about me being the favorite child, how my folks gave me more opportunities than they had, how my doing well was a result of that and that I didn't deserve my success.
Holy shit.
None of that made any sense to me or my dad. All three of us went to the same public schools, had dumb part-time jobs, etc. My folks paid for 100% of their college, not mine. I got a full scholarship. I was pretty shocked by this, but my dad was literally speechless. Dad eventually said he had no clue they felt that way as kids, and that he and mom had never favored any of us. He's still having a hard time with this. Personally, I'm embarrassed that I was clueless about it all my life, but it does explain a lot. That's heartbreaking, man.
Damn, man.
That is actually, that's so sad. Ex-brother-in-law warned us that my sisters and remaining brother-in-law intended to put on a full court press to alienate my folks from my wife and me. They also planned to keep the grandkids away from my folks to pressure them. He said that they're still 1000% convinced that my folks are sitting on a ton of money. They want some of it as soon as possible and are sure I'd stop my folks from giving them anything. That got a laugh out of my dad because he and mom simply don't have any real money. They do have their house, of course. Ex-brother-in-law also told us that he and my middle sister had rented out the vacation house a total of 6 times over the years. He offered to pay me what they'd made. I declined and told him it was in the past. He also told my older sister and brother-in-law had never declared the income from renting out the vacation house. He did. He didn't want to get in trouble with the IRS.
Oh, thank God.
Both my dad and I spoke with ex-brother-in-law separately for a few minutes. Don't know what they talked about. I thanked him for his apology and for making things right financially. Also wished him well and told him I'd be willing to talk with him again down the road. Don't think that's going to happen. I probably could have been more forgiving, but I think he appreciated me not bullshitting him by acting like all this crap hasn't affected my wife and me. There was more, but it's less important and this is too long as is. After ex-brother-in-law left, I asked my dad if he, mom, and I could sit down and talk about all this. I didn't mean immediately, but that's how he took it. He called mom and let her know I was coming over, so I rolled with it. She was pretty hurt by my sister's plans to ruin her and dad's relationship with me and my wife, and to use the grandkids as pawns. She cried a lot and wanted to confront them immediately. Dad got her to put a pin in that for a while. Mom was also dumbfounded about me supposedly being the favorite child. She feels like they were actually more strict with me because I had a hard curfew and my sisters didn't. To be honest, I barely remember that. It was 25 years ago. A couple of side notes. Middle sister eventually told our folks she's divorced. She's currently living off child support and her half of the home sale. Supposedly she's trying to find a job. My parents have gone low contact with both sisters. No idea how permanent that is, but mom seems like she's completely had it with them for the foreseeable future. They're spending a lot of time at the vacation house. We're up there over a month at one point. Ex-brother-in-law found my Reddit posts. He's not terribly happy about them, but feels they're more or less accurate. though obviously he found them slanted towards my point of view. He disagreed that he's boring, but said to be fair that he finds me pretty boring as well. I can live with that. Our worlds don't have much overlap except my sister. We got the trust set up for my parents' house. I'm the trustee. All this has been emotionally draining for me. I decided it would be a good idea for me to see a therapist again. I've seen one in the past, mainly for stress-related issues. I've been doing so for a while, and it's definitely helpful. Therapist tells me my decision to stay no contact with my siblings is healthy for now, but also wants me to keep an open mind down the road. Merry Christmas to you all.
Oh man,
And
that's
with
gonna-
that,
Wow.
with that, the
saga.
story's done. The saga.
is over.
Yeah.
And
More exciting than the conclusion of the Star Wars saga.
oh yeah, damn, like well written too.
Yeah.
Just
That's insane, dude. What
I
a
can't believe that.
the way that so many people's lives can change in such a quick amount of time.
Yeah, right. Oh,
What an
dude.
incredible story.
It's gonna the remainder of their lives, their relationship is destroyed with their parents. and their
Forever
brother and
altered.
forever and permanently altered. Like one of them lost their husband and now raises their children alone.
So many revelations.
And the other two are just completely fucked, and their kids have to deal with that. Insane, dude. What the fuck? Whoo! All right. Okay.
I see you all in chat. That was an insane story. It was a very insane story.
A long, winding road to end up at. Yeah, I'm never talking to my fucking sisters ever again. Like, just damn. And literally, all because you let my kids fall in the pool. Wah! Just wow. What a nothing burger of a problem to ruin your life over.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Man.
Oh well.
I don't even. And you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
We still have 3 more stories.
They're probably not all that long.
So
Hopefully not.
This one, much happier.
Okay. I
I
like happy.
This one is
Could use some happy.
waiting at the airport with cheese.
Did you link this
So-
one?
Yeah, I will link this one for you guys.
I want to know who this cheese guy is. I'm really excited.
Ease.
Cheese, Gromit.
Okay.
Cracking toast, Gromit.
I'll start with
You
part
see
1.
mine doing
These are
good.
real
Alright,
short,
alright.
so it'll be a little easier.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. By the way, thank you guys for tuning in. We have almost 700 viewers. We have 675
Ooh,
of our
goddamn.
closest friends and family watching, so appreciate that. Just as a reminder, if you want to definitely guarantee your message being read, super chats are the best way to do so. That'll guarantee that we see it and can respond to it. And we try to get those in between the things we read. Obviously, when they're longer, we'll try to take longer, intermissions in between. But
Yeah, especially after those really long.
yeah, that was a novel.
ones. Yeah, we just read you a book. Merry New Year.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, appreciate you
Yeah,
guys
man.
being here for the 5th MK stream, the first one of the new year.
Yeah. I love being almost 30.
Alrighty.
Someone said cheese quesadilla, now I want Taco Bell.
Oh god damn it! Don't say
Ooh,
that.
Cheese quesadilla sounds
Sorry.
crazy.
You can't say Taco
Something to
Bell
think
around
about.
me, man.
Patient Allison with a 5. Who's worse, sisters or crazy granny from last time? It's been a couple weeks since we've seen the stuff with the grandma.
What was the granny about?
Didn't it have to do with the kid running in the street.
If I
almost getting
remember, OP went to a store and she saw a grandma, a mom, and a granddaughter go to the store.
Mhm.
The mom goes to the car and the grandma tells the granddaughter how she's a horrible granddaughter and that mom's gonna go leave her, and the daughter books it to go catch up with the mom as a car's starting to come by. OP, who I believe was also recovering from an ankle injury, bolts to catch the kid. It was like a whole thing.
Somehow
like
this has all escaped me.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
it's been a while.
It's been a
few weeks.
while. It's been a very long while. I would say because we didn't finish the other story, Sisters right now take the cake for the most insane.
Oh
yeah, we didn't get more details about Granny other than her being a
Next
psycho in
week
that
we'll go
moment.
back and start from the top of the Granny story, I think.
Yeah, we'll definitely finish that saga
Yeah.
if it can be finished, of course. I'm still
Strawberry
pissed about
frog
the
with the
Thanksgiving
butt.
thing. You know, I'm still mad about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We never.
Yeah.
We got blue balled right at the end there, dude. That sucked.
Strawberry Frog with the 1, appreciate that. Badger King with a 4.99. Chipotle or Taco Bell? Ooh,
That's not even a contest.
that's not really a contest at all.
That's
like
Taco
not
Bell,
even
brother.
a
The
contest.
answer
Yeah, Taco Bell.
isn't either of them actually.
Okay, but that's not the problem
wasn't
we're
the-
giving,
that wasn't
Damien.
the
That's
choice
not the
we're
answer to the
giving.
question.
Well, what's your guys' favorite place?
Well, what the question wasn't the favorite place. It was
Yeah.
Chipotle or Taco Bell.
But if
Damien.
I don't want to
Yeah,
pick
come on,
either.
well, then you don't
if
get
you
to
had
eat
to
tonight, then, okay?
choose-
Wow, you're
Yeah,
gonna be so
no-
picky.
no
I'm
food.
going. I'm
No
over
food.
here. I'm over here at Del Taco.
Okay,
Never had it.
California. Yeah, come on, man.
Man,
You need illegal Pete's down there. I swear.
Yeah, anyone who's had Chipotle, just know that it's shit, and you will never experience illegal Pete's if you don't have one in your area.
You need an illegal Pete's. You know, you should tweet them and
Yeah.
see if they can move one down there. Seriously,
If you haven't had illegal
we
Pete's,
should.
you haven't
we should
had
really.
good
We should.
shit.
We should make a power play and see if we can get the stream sponsored by Illegal Pete's. How fire would
probably
that be?
do that.
How awesome would that be if we could like have like a burrito break sponsored by Illegal Pete's?
We all just yelled. You just hear us eating for like 10 minutes straight.
It's like bags rustling.
It's amazing.
Really good, guys. Thank you, illegal Pete.
illegal Pete's. Why are you illegal?
Oh, we're
I got
crazy.
the Big
All right.
Peter.
I got the Big Peter. It's very
The
illegal.
Big Peter. All right, one more super chat. Wolf Hiker with the $2. Thank you for reading us bedtime stories. Of course, I remember
Appreciate it.
getting read these when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
Damien's been reading me bedtime stories my whole life, and it's great that we're able to do it together now.
Right, Tonic. Yes, Bree did. My girlfriend did draw my profile picture. Correct.
Oh yeah, she pretty kick ass. She got them good art skills.
She does. She is amazingly talented, and I love her very much.
Oh.
Oh, oh, that's
It's so
adorable.
sweet.
So cute.
I'm actually. I want to tweet at Illegal Pete's and be like,
I think they still follow me. I'm curious. I wonder if I could DM them. Like, hey, you should sponsor these live streams.
What do we got to do for a sponsor? I've bought
right?
so many
MK
burritos.
Live, sponsored by Illegal
I'm
Pete's.
gonna tweet at them right now.
You guys should all go tweet at Illegal Pete's.
And just
Oh,
say,
let's make it
what's,
tag.
their, what's their Twitter even?
Illegal_Pete's.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Here. They don't do anything on Twitter so much so that when I looked it up, a tweet from 2020, when Zach, myself, and a bunch of our other friends were at Illegal Pete's, we took photos. That comes up first for me. That's how little interaction they get.
We gotta juice up the Illegal Pete's brand, guys. We can do
Yeah,
it.
we gotta help them out. You know. Oh man.
I love the idea of a MK burrito break sponsored by Illegal Pete's.
The MK burrito.
Just for the
break.
live stream where we like say what burrito we got for that week.
Oh yes, please.
Give us our own burritos. Give
Badger
us our
King.
own content creator burritos.
Yeah, do you want the Zach, the Damien, or the Robin? Which
the
burrito you getting
Zacharito,
today?
the Robinarito, or the Damien
The Leorito.
The Zacharito.
The
rolls
Leorito.
off the tongue the best.
Badger King with the $9.99. Thanks for the content. Just wanted to say hi. Well, thank you so much
Hi.
for the
Thank you,
support.
Badger
King. Hey.
Thank you.
Jack LeSnick, infinite bacon, but no more game. This is the J Schlot question, and I have a problem
Right.
with it. I have a big problem with it. So, and I'm about to brute force to answer this question. So, infinite bacon, but no more games, or unlimited games, but no more games. Now, what kind of games are we talking? Like boarded games,
I think games in general.
like
'cause
reindeer
they,
games?
You know,
What are we talking about?
they
Squid
would've
Games?
Specified,
I think it's
right?
reindeer games for sure.
Look, just because you weren't invited to any reindeer games yourself doesn't mean
I've
you need to
never
look
been
at them.
invited to a single reindeer game.
I mean, me
so
neither.
I can go without reindeer games.
But
So,
I could
infinite
live
bacon-
Fun.
without a reindeer game.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Casper
I mean, I
with
guess.
the $1.99. Nothing beats Sims 4 and 3 MK boys. Hell yeah.
That's me. I'm an MK boy. That's our new brand.
One more.
You want to become
Lord
an MK boy?
Skyward with the 199. Robin Rito.
Robin Rito.
The Robberito. I like
Robberito, there we
Zacharito,
go.
Robberito, Damarito. it wouldn't read like that. It'd read Damarito, but like...
Damarito.
Okay, let's get to this cheese story.
All right. I'm
right.
curious what this has to do.
All right, one more that we'll
got
hit before we get into it. Doge Fighter with a 5. You guys are my fave voices. Quick question, if you don't mind, what are y'all's favorite subreddits? I think these two don't use Reddit much, but I use Reddit quite a bit for what I do on my main channel with looking into, ARGs and, horror stuff. Thanks, appreciate that. So I look at like r/creepy gaming, r/ARG, r/analog horror. I look at r/squared circle for wrestling stuff, r/keto for food. So that's kind of where I frequent, are those
Dude,
areas.
I love confessions. Confessions are crazy. I don't go there
Yeah,
very
not much
often,
of
but I love
a-
doing them.
Not much of a Redditor myself.
You telling me you don't go to r/funny and laugh like a madman all day?
I don't think anyone does
Nope.
that. I don't think anyone goes to r/funny.
Dude, to be fair, when I started using Reddit in 2014, I totally did. I'm just like sitting there like a king with like a fucking turkey leg. Again!
Another.
More!
More!
Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on. Okay, one more. Lord Skyward with the 199. Currently in closet because tornado warning. Dude,
Whoa,
please be
be
safe. Holy
safe. Holy
cow.
shit.
For the love of God, be safe. It sounds
That
like you're
is-
doing what you
ugh.
can.
Yeah.
We'll be here with you.
Yeah.
Make sure you got a radio, flashlight, pillows in the closet or some shit, Do take all the precautions.
Be
Whew.
safe.
Yeah, please be safe.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Part 1, 8:23 p.m., February 9th.
Yeah.
At the gate for my flight home from visiting friends, and there's a woman here with a service Shiba Inu. No pics because he's a do not disturb vest, and taking pics of strangers is illegal. But I need to stress on how on duty that this animal is. Ears up, eyes doing laser scans of everything, examining everyone who passes within 10 feet like a security guard. Ass planted on her feet. I have never seen a dog with such intensive chivalric guardian energy before. He has tiny eyebrows, and they are furrowed with concentration.
Man, he's dedicated.
Part 2, 8:34 p.m. Zach.
Man behind me having unhinged phone conversation. There is an internationally famous dairy in the area I was visiting, and he was commissioned by the lady on the other end of the phone to collect specific cheeses from there. The lady is very high-strung about the type and condition of the cheese. The man does not know from cheese. Wait, what?
The man does not know from cheese.
che-
It didn't stutter.
Okay, the man does not know from cheese. The man ain't never seen no cheese but orange before.
Oh, this guy only's never seen a Kraft single.
Man, how do you not know
I ain't
from
never
cheese,
seen no
brother?
cheese but orange before.
I ain't never seen no
And
cheese
I showed
but
you a
orange
list of the
before.
cheese lady, so if it's wrong, it's her fault, okay? I am 80% sure she sent him there for a really specific blue cheese. 40% sure he does not have the very specific blue cheese, and 100% sure he's done with her shit. Our flight is delayed. He does not have the cheeses in a cooler, just a regular backpack.
Come on, man. Cheese is very near and dear. You can't do that shit.
8:52 p.m. Robin,
Oh,
take it
man.
away.
I need to emphasize that there is no cooler bag in the backpack. He has a JanSport backpack that is jam-packed with cheeses. There's apparently $405
Oh
worth
my
of cheese
God.
in that backpack, which I know because he's been trying to get the lady to Venmo him the expense, which she has failed to do. It is unclear whether his relation to the lady is romantic, familial, or what, but I'm leaning towards what. 2 more people have joined us. One is a very elegant man with a perfect manicure in a tailored business suit. The other is a neon-haired person of indeterminate gender wearing a fox kirigumi. The Shiba Inu has been staring at the latter for 3 minutes now. Oh, boy.
Part 4, 9:09 p.m. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Cheese Man has been demanding payment because apparently he went like 6 hours out of his way and paid with his own money, and between the cheese and price of gas, he is pretty sure he does not have enough money in his account for an Uber home. The lady is flabbergasted that he's demanding payment at all, as she was under the impression that he was doing this for her out of the goodness of his heart. He's not having it. He's insisting she told him she would pay him back. He would have gotten her maybe one cheese somewhere closer to his business in the area out of love. But he went out of his way because she agreed to pay him costs plus extra to cover it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Part 5.
Part 5.
9:16 p.m. He recorded the conversation in which she promised to pay for the cheese. She's that much of a flake. I'm about to offer this man cash for some of the cheese, for some of these cheeses, because our flight is now more delayed.
Part 6.
These are
9:39
quotes, so I
PM.
think we need to have I think I'll let you and Zach to do these.
Yeah, let's see. He didn't.
So
I'm pretty
Robin,
sure-
you're gonna be the top one here because this is clearly the cheese man.
I'm pretty sure that's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Zach, I want you to be the or else what lady, okay?
All right.
Okay, I'll start. You always do this. You always do this, and I fall for it every time. No, fuck you. If you're not gonna pay me, you don't get fancy cheese.
Or else what?
I'm gonna. The baby shower? Monica can't even have this cheese. She's pregnant.
The cheese lady asked if it was for someone because the mushrooms or whatever, and the cheese are dangerous for the baby or something. You want to poison Monica?
Why would I lie about that?
And then these
Yeah, of
two,
course I got-
Wait, these two
Oh.
are also Robin.
Okay.
Oh, are they? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see. Yeah, of course I got the cheese. That's why I don't got money for Uber. Yeah, go tell Mama I stopped your stupid ass from killing Monica or the baby. Fuck! Hangs up
The
phone.
cheese has put this man into a financial tragedy. Holy shit.
Oh God.
Oh, it was all the cheese guy? Well, I like the idea of them arguing.
Yeah, I think it's still fun splitting up, but yeah, I think it was just the guy screaming the responses that she was saying over
I
the
love
phone.
that we can't hear. Or else what? I'm gonna the baby shower.
Or else what? God.
Fuck! Go tell Mama I stopped your stupid ass from killing Monica or the baby. Fuck.
The relationship. Who the hell are these people?
These are clearly siblings.
Oh man. That's beautiful, man.
So let's continue this here.
Hangs up phone.
Let's see here.
Wait,
Let's see.
who's reading this?
Oh,
Robin Stone.
I can just finish it up. It's still in the same thing. The man in the three-piece suit is in the chair next to him. He waits a moment, then reaches into his carry-on and pulls out an entire bottle of wine with the TSA pre-check sticker on it and taps Cheese Guy on the shoulder. If your friend doesn't want it, would you be amenable to having it right now? The dude had a bottle of wine ready to go.
Crazy.
Naturally, I have volunteered my box of wheat thins. And offered to buy one of the harder cheeses, which should be fine if it makes it home.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead,
continue.
Zach.
Yep. Meanwhile, Kirigumi has noticed that the Shiba Inu is staring at her and is correctly intimidated.
Correctly? What does that mean?
Robin, go ahead.
This is some fucking great. What? That's the cheese name, right? Camembert? Camembert? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
something like that.
I have compensated Cheese Guy accordingly, so have like 6 other people as well. He's recouped like half his losses. Cheese
Okay.
Guy is crying a little bit about the cash and opening up about his problems. The cheese lady is his younger sister. Suit Guy is being very generous with his Pinot Blanc, and we are having a picnic/improv family therapy session. This is apparently the latest in a long string of his sister asking for something and then flaking when he asked to be paid back.
What a
Started
character.
with paying him back only some of what he was owed, then claiming something she paid for him Something she paid for him was of equal. Oh, I see. Equal value when it was not. Then recently telling him his memory is wrong and he said it was a gift or that he'd do it for free. That's abuse. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah. Are these all his quotes again? I imagine, or
Likely, because I don't know if they'd be able to hear the person on the phone.
We have a couple things here. We can just. So, Pinot Blanc, I'll be him.
Pinot Blanc.
Zach, can you be OP here for the I say?
Oh yeah, this is the conversation.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Who am I reading?
You're this one right here. The specific thing.
Yeah. Anything that says I say, yeah.
Oh right. I
Right.
say.
Yeah, the specific thing of trying to convince you your memory is unreliable is called gaslighting, and it's really fucked up.
Robin.
Yeah, the other stuff I forgave because she's she's never had a really good job, so she can't pay me back all the time, but at least she was making an effort, you know? But that was over the line.
If you haven't already, check on the rest of your family's finances. My brother started trying to gaslight everyone when he started stealing from our parents.
I like to imagine this guy's like a fucking stockbroker, but he's from Britain.
I think he's an oil tycoon. That's my.
Well, then he's got to talk like this, see? Oh my god. Also, I love Shiba Inu Lady has purchased a cheddar. Apparently the dog's name is Donut, and he's her service dog because she's severely visually impaired.
This is you again, Robin.
Oh, he's a guide dog? Asks Cheese Guy.
Oh no! He's too short in the way my eyes are. It's easier for me to navigate with a cane. Now, the problem is that I have some morally impaired people see the cane and think they can get away with stealing my bag or assaulting me because I won't be able to give a description, which is wrong. So rather than deal with that, I got Donut. And he helps me by howling at anyone who gets in my personal space and biting at anyone who grabs me.
Zach?
No, it seems pretty good.
He's been staring at me. Do I need to back up or?
Oh dear, no. He wasn't looking at you. He loves cheese. But he knows he's not supposed to beg, so he decided the way to do with something he wants but can't have is a stare in the other direction.
Okay. I'm wearing fox pajamas and he thought I was another dog or something.
No. He doesn't care about dogs. And you get a warning before he goes for the calves. Very... Oh my god. Very helpful when I was living in Italy.
Oh, what part? I have family in Tuscany.
Does he want cheese? There's still so much cheese. There's so much fun. This guy spent like $600 on cheese tonight.
Oh my god.
Part 10. 10:33 p.m. Plane may be arriving. I am paying for in-flight Wi-Fi to keep y'all updated.
Part 11. 1. Cheese Guy has sold all but 2 or 3 cheeses that he and Pinoy are going to eat on the flight. 2. I know they're planning to continue because Pinoy talked to the gate agent so he and Cheese Guy could sit together and talk about family drama and cheese. 3. Pinoy has been talking to, I don't know if I'm saying that right, has been talking about Pinot, has been talking,
Pinot.
teaching about different types of cheese and how to enjoy them. Of course this aristocrat would. 4. Cheese Guy apparently repairs computers and other technology devices for a living and is currently doing the software version of scraping barnacles and other crap off of Pinot MacBook.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome. 5. We say Pinot?
Pinot.
Pinot. Pinot is now convinced that Cheese Guy is the smartest and most interesting man in the world.
Dude, I'd believe it.
Zach, your final update here.
Final update, 2 a.m. Okay, so the Wi-Fi wasn't working on the plane. Also, like, non-stop turbulence. And also, they got seated in a different row from me. But now that I've heard the word out loud, and they are an astrophysicist who correctly believes in being comfy as fuck on planes, they are also familiar with the concept of a meet cute and is rooting for them too.
The lady with the kirigumi, or the Kigurumi?
Astrophysicist.
Is the astrophysicist. Robin, these are your two right here.
The Kigurumi wearer got to walk the nice lady and her tactical assault Shiba to her next gate because and talk for a bit. Donut is called that not because he's the color of a donut, which he is, but because he likes to sleep curled up in a perfect circle. He has a sister who does the same thing named Bagel. Lost track of Pino and Cheese Guy for a bit, but when I saw them again at baggage claim, Cheese Guy was holding both their jackets and Pino was on the phone to his hotel about, well, do you have any rooms with 2 beds? The rest of the call indicated that yes, there were rooms with 2 beds, but readers, I had a moment. Anyway, it's 2 a.m. I need to sleep.
Did
If you
Pino
feel like
and Cheese
supporting this
Guy
part,
become
then you
lovers?
support
What
it.
do you mean 2 beds?
I think they got down. I think Cheese Guy and Pino got up to it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Well, if
think
they're
so.
getting down, why would they get 2 beds?
I know, right? That does seem weird. I feel like they're gonna concede and they're gonna learn to love.
They're gonna like sit down on each
It's
bed.
1 bed for them,
stare-
1
staring
bed
at
for
each
the
other?
cheese.
That's true. There's still a little bit. Of
there we
cheese, I
go.
guess.
There, and for the wine.
Exactly. See, now you understand. Now you're thinking like a real aristocrat.
This person who the top comment, I share their sentiment. I want to know what the sister's reaction to I sold all of the cheese was.
Right.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
We'll never know.
Or
but
I
you know
made
what?
friends and
Not
a
everything
lover
is
at the
meant to be.
airport.
That's great. Pino guy, donut, cheese guy. These are great people. I love this comment. That was nice. That was nice.
Good ending.
That's awesome.
That was
Tracks
awesome.
the Trash User with $2. This story takes place in the world of The Sims. It sounds like it.
Yeah, right.
Genuinely sounds like it. Patient Allison with a 5. I would 100% watch a sitcom about these characters. Yeah, I feel like you could probably make shows or short films out of any of these goddamn stories sometimes. Tracks the Trash Wizard again with a 5. Man, this story was so fun. I wish cheese was real. However,
Yeah, me too.
Lord Skywarp with the 2. Wait, they made cheese from Fortnite real?
They did.
They did.
It
yeah.
is real.
And now he's a guy.
And
So,
now cheese is a fully grown.
I want to
man.
get you guys are feeling. We're now 2 hours into stream. Do you feel like we can get through these next 2, or do you want to call it a stream there?
I am.
How long are they?
This
good
one
long,
is decently long,
Okay.
and then this one is also it's much shorter.
Thinking maybe the shorter of the 2. Maybe do one more.
Okay, we'll just do
shorter
this one. Appreciate you guys again for coming in. This will be our last read of the night then.
Yes, thank you guys so much for stopping by, watching, and also supporting the stream. We appreciate it. Helps us eat and, make
Yeah,
ends
of
meet.
course. Thank you so much.
All
Someone
the
says-
super chats are split amongst the 3 of us, and we really appreciate it.
You are
100%.
feeding us. Mm.
My slow cooker smells like cinnamon. Make it stop! Make it stop!
Let me get a link for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you said that
No,
for
don't
you?
send it to Zach. Let's have him guess everything.
I'll just make stuff up. I'll
Yeah.
try to fill in blanks.
You'll have to make stuff up that
We'll
sounds
just hear,
believably like it.
oh.
Oh.
Thank you, the Emperor, for the $1.99 donut cheese
Donut.
smile.
And bagel.
Went apple picking and ended up with way too many Macintosh apples. I've already made 6+ pies, tarts, mini pies, baked apples, and still have 24 apples. Please share any ideas on how to get through a horde of apples. Top comments include apple butter. I think you could even make it in a slow cooker.
Hell
Kirker?
yeah.
Cooker.
Kirker?
Slow
Apple
cooker.
butter's so good, dude.
Slurkirker?
Slurker. Hello.
Wait, the slur cooker. Oh, don't want that.
Yeah, we do not need that.
Apple butter for
we don't need
sure. I've always
Yeah.
made mine in a slow cooker. Peel and chop your apples. Cover and let them cook down for several hours on high. Blend, add sugar. I usually do brown sugar. Spices and a little lemon juice. Then let cook uncovered for several more hours on low. It keeps for ages in the freezer and makes for great Christmas gifts too. As far as baking goes, my 2 favorites are apple pie recipes from the Smitten Kitchen: apple pie, apple and cheddar scones, and big apple crumb cake.
Oh.
And now we have Zach.
Here we go. October 15th, 2024.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. didn't mean to
I
do that.
made apple butter, and now my slow cooker has a permanent cinnamon smell. I tried soaking the lid in soapy water for an hour. I washed every part 8 times, unscrewed the handles, and cleaned every nook and cranny. but it won't go away. And it's not a faint smell, it's a Cinemaximum smell in the lid. Is there a product I can use, or do I just have to accept my fate?
And what did the comments say?
What do they say?
Robbie, you want to read this comment?
Yeah, I'll read the. Yeah, let me see here. Try slow cooking 2 cups of 1-to-1 vinegar and water. I'm going to air out and cool down for a day so the vinegar will go away. ETA, unless you have birds, as this can hurt or kill
Zach,
them
this is the
when
OP.
they're
You need to read what
sensitive.
he said here.
Dude.
Have I wronged you in the past? My home, my sanctuary, is being forcibly air marinated. I'm dry heaving with each breath as the tiny vapors of this weaponized witch's brew of cinnamon vinaigrette salad dressing deep dives into my esophagus.
We got a mini update.
The
Robin,
witch's brew.
which one? Where am I?
You're at update.
Below the image of the crock pot.
Yeah.
Oh, the mini. Oh, the one underneath it. Okay. Update.
we'll update.
The mixture of vinegar and cinnamon scents wafting through my kitchen is permeating through my eyeballs and directly into my soul. They're screwed,
Throw a
dude.
piece of fish in that baby. You won't smell the cinnamon anymore.
That's true.
Next day update. As I drifted off to sleep last night, I still smelled it, covering the inside of my nose, and dreamed I was pickled. It seems that the cinnamon has effectively mutated in the fiery hell of its vinegar battle, and has now become a biohazard. I soaked the lid in a big plastic tub with water, soap, and vinegar mixture. Because why not double down? My sunk cost fallacy argument has now also made the bin smell like a spicy formaldehyde.
God.
My next attempt is sunlight, open space, aka sneak into my in-laws' home while they're on vacation, leaving it on their kitchen table for a week.
Asshole.
I'm 90% sure my nasal membranes have adopted these defiant particles and I've begun incorporating them into my mucus. My sneezes are spicy.
I can imagine fire just shooting out every sneeze.
Zach, go ahead.
October 21st.
No.
Welcome back to my sin nightmare. I had to drop off my
In-laws.
in-laws mail, so I checked on my lid. I was hoping that sunlight and fresh air would help, but my lid is not made of vampires. Accepting temporary defeat, I moved the fight back onto the home turf and got a new set of supplies. Shout out to user Generic Curiosity who reminded me about the hydrophobic properties of my synenemy. With this knowledge, I was ready to re-engage in this battle. I armed myself with a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, a Love is Blind-sized wad of paper towels, and olive oil. I scrubbed with alcohol, then rubbed it down with the oil, then back at it again with the alcohol. Out of context, that would make it for an amazing party game. This Sisyphine deodorizing battle will haunt my dreams for years to come. I don't remember how many times I repeated this alcohol and oil endeavor, but I'm going to choose the number 6 because of the evil connotations of the number. Much like my spirit, the smell has died down and has become a repressed whisper of a wild soul it once was. Satisfied that my slow cooker no longer bore the tonsil-coating scent of a seasoned craft store mid-December, I went on my merry way. Ignorant, I know. As the days went on, I continued to use more kitchen supplies. I began to think this was all in my head. I just kept smelling it. Somewhere. Like any sane person, I started sniffing around my kitchen like a tweaked-out two-legged bloodhound. I had used a rubber spatula to stir my concoction. Immediately binned it. I refused to bend my will for the $2 spatula. And now, it will never see the light of day again. Forever to think about how it failed to serve its culinary master. Forever to miss the hot broth it once knew. It must suffer in perpetuity for its betrayal.
Perpetuity.
And I am never using cinnamon again. The apple butter tastes amazing.
Wow.
That's a beautiful final line. The apple butter is very good.
And with that, that'll conclude the stream. Let's hit the last couple of super chats before we head out.
Man.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
It's been a good
Thank you all so much.
The last one we had was $1.99 from the Emperor. Donut, cheese, smile. Exactly. Lord Scar with the $1.99. So each of you get 65 cents from this, approximately.
Yeah, roughly, man.
Approximately.
YouTube also
yeah.
takes 30%, so we have to
Oh,
keep
yeah. I
that
always
in
forget
mind
about
as
that.
well. Psychologist with the 5. I can't do anything about your slow cooker smelling of cinnamon, but here's some money. Love these streams. Thank you. And it seems like
Glad
these
you
solved
do.
the issue.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Tracks with 5. Need to get rid of some apples? Try throwing them at your enemies. I've heard doctors hate them.
You get an achievement for that in the new Indiana Jones game.
There you
That's
go.
true.
At this point, Patient Allison with the 2. At this point, throw it out and get a new one.
Yeah.
You're
Lord
right.
Scar-
Crock pots.
I don't know. Probably
They're
like
not
20
too
bucks.
bad. Like,
Probably
what,
not
60
$2.
to 100 bucks or something?
60? It's way more expensive than I thought.
They might
Lord-
be cheaper. I'm just ballparking based on like the fact that the cheapest microwave you can go and get from like Walmart's like 50 bucks, 60 bucks.
Lord Scarp with $1.99. I remember cinnamon apples and smelly crock pots, don't we all?
Don't we all?
The Emperor
Yep.
with $1.99. POV, the OP, double skull emoji. Yeah. One for each nostril. Casper Milo with the $1.99. These last two have been Sim stories in Soul. Yes. Lord Scar with the $1.99. Read my last dono to the beat of Humble.
Humble?
Oh. It doesn't fit. I just read the syllables in my head. It doesn't fit the instrumental. I like
And
bread.
I
with
like
the
bread
five.
with a 5.
Message redacted. Thank you very much for the 5.
Well, I don't know why that message is redacted.
We'll never know
but
what
thank
you
for the
said,
5.
but thank you for the 5.
We'll never know. But they do like bread.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
So thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. We will be back next week
Yeah.
with more stories, more fun, and I'll try to come up with a good game for the starter stream for you guys to enjoy.
Mark your calendars.
As always, follow Zach, Robin, and I on our socials outside of MK because we do stuff that isn't just reading these posts.
That's
And
true.
yeah, you guys go ahead and throw your links in there.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth of it? There you go. See them links? Do you see those links?
Follow those motherfucking links.
Look at all them little
Please.
fucking links and our names right there. You see that shit? You see the name? You see
See our
the
names?
link?
See our names?
You see him?
See our names?
You see him?
See them?
We could we do this all night.
Everyone
We
in
do
chat
this all
see 'em?
fucking night long. Same MK time, same MK place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're watching
Oh,
MK
yeah.
channel.
We
You're
got to do
watching
bumpers
MK.
like that. I want to do a live action MK Disney
You
Channel.
guys have a
bumper.
good night. I'm gonna end
Roll
stream.
Tide.